and join us in the conversation. So, download the Chatter app. And then what we want you to do is click that exclusive link that's in the chat right now from our amazing moderators. Click that link, and it will give you exclusive access to Chatter US. Last thing is this. Once you come on Chatter, guess what? DTN doesn't stop there. We also have
Very good.
DTN Local, which is led by Two.
Yeah.
Okay, whenever his wife lets him out. And we have DTN True Crime, which is led by Adrian and Joseph. So make sure you come on Chatter. There is plenty more for you to see and experience with Debate the News. So today's topic, okay, I know we were talking about Ukraine and Russia, but have we really delved into national security about Mike Waltz? Now, do y'all know that Rubio currently holds four positions? Did y'all know that?
No, not at all.
Yeah. Yeah, JB. He's the Secretary of State. He is the acting national security advisor because, Mike Waltz is out of there. He is also the acting administrator of USAID and the acting archivist of the U.S. So he is holding four very high level positions. I know Trump said he hires very good people, but is he running low on very good people? Is he running low on the best people, JB? I don't know, but over to you.
I'm listening. I'm listening. Guys, and he did the same thing with Cash Patel and the FBI. He actually had Cash Patel run the ATF as well, and that was, guys. This is something like, once again, I've never even heard of this before. So, someone holding multiple position heads in the government. So this is something that's unusual to me. I don't know why he's doing it, um, but it doesn't seem to be very efficient for me. So I'm going to land with that right there, 100%.
Well, if I could chime in on that, one obvious reason is centralization of power. Okay, so you could be able to centralize it and control. But however, this is not the first time that it has happened in American history. I remember in the 70s, during the China diplomacy, when United States wanted to approach China, open up China, Henry Kissinger was the Secretary of State and was also holding the post of National Security Advisor. He was qualified to do that. He was a historian, he was a technocrat and a diplomat. I don't think Rubio, in my own judgment, has the qualification for any of those posts. But that's what we have. Alan.
I don't think it's that. I think that the AID and the archivist positions require Senate approval. And I think that Trump doesn't want to go through too many Senate approvals right now because, there are all these awkward questions asked, things, he's not quite as popular as he was. He doesn't have people vetted. He never actually vetted a lot of people. And so I think it's more that if you appoint someone as an acting X or Y, you don't need Senate approval.
But I believe the the ambassador to the UN requires Senate confirmation or congressional confirmation of Waltz.
It does.
For the UN ambassador, so he would have to be reconfirmed for that role.
Oh, he didn't have to be confirmed as National Security Advisor. That's actually not a Senate confirmation required position. But the thing is that Waltz used to be a congressman. So I think he feels like he has a pretty good shot with getting him through because he has, usually they're nicer to people who used to serve in Congress than they are to people outside.
I think it's a soft landing that Trump is trying to give him.
I would agree with that. I mean, he wanted him out, but I also think that he thinks he probably can get confirmed. And, he doesn't want to take a current member of Congress. Remember, it was supposed to be Elise Stefanik, but he didn't want to take her out of her position because he felt that the margins were too narrow. So this is the guy left his seat to do National Security Advisor, and now I think he thinks he probably can, get him through, and he won't lose any votes in the process.
And I think Tiara is Senate confirmation, not the House.
No, I said Senate confirmation, didn't I? Sorry, did I not say that?
I said congressional because I wasn't sure
No,
which.
it's only Senate. But what I was trying to say is, even though Waltz was just a congressman, I still think there is some sort of view that he, as a member of the House of Representatives, he would get some sort of courtesy by the Senate.
So do y'all? I cannot think of her name, and y'all may not be able. This description is about to be horrible, but she it was a social media influencer, and like the same day that Trump met with Mike Waltz, she was in the room as well.
Laura
And
Loomer.
yes, thank you. I love you. Yes, Laura Luma. They're saying like she is like calling the shots with this decision.
She
It,
texted that Waltz got loomered.
yeah. Now, why would she have a problem with him? Like, what is her reason for going after this man? Because it's happened twice now. She's made it known that she met with him and some actions were made based on her being in the room where it happens. That was for Tira. So, like, what is it? What is her stake in this administration? She's just an outside entity. Anyone know?
A
I think
conspiracy
she's Trump.
theorist.
She's rumored to be Trump's concubine.
No, let's
Wait,
not
what?
go there. Let's not go there. She'll sue you. She sued. Was it Bill
No.
Mayer for saying that? Don't do it. She's serious.
Allegedly.
Say allegedly, please,
Allegedly.
please, allegedly.
Chat.
So
It
Well,
goes
allegedly,
back
Booty
to
make you do that?
it
Man.
goes back to
The guy,
2016.
Way to
the
say
guy,
it. The
the,
way to
the,
say it.
the guy doesn't want to lose his debate news money.
That part.
Nelson, shut up.
Yo, Greg, you hear
That's a lot of steak.
that?
Y'all
Listen,
crazy as
That's a lot
hell.
of
you,
meat. That's a lot
yo,
of
Greg,
steak.
you heard that shit from Jonathan, bro?
hey, I was told she is.
Oh my god.
Allegedly, Grant.
No, I was told she is.
by who?
I don't need to tell you that part.
Grant, she sues people. I understand. Yeah, I would,
Sue
I
me.
understand. Allegedly, I get it.
Sue me. Sue me.
Well, you don't, Laura. She's a very
Sue
scary
me for
person.
what? What's she going to sue me for?
She's for suggesting that she had an affair, with Donald Trump.
Who?
That's what somebody told him. You can't sue him for that.
No, but just be
Who are
careful
we
on this.
talking
I'm
about? I thought
really
we were talking about Kamala. Everybody knows that
No,
about
we're talking about
Kamala.
Laura Loomer. Okay. So one of
Oh,
the reasons why she has two reasons I think she's against Mike Waltz. One is because in 2016, I think he said some things she considered to be anti-Trump, which a lot so did JD Vance, but whatever.
I
Um,
don't care about her. I care. I'm against you.
well, fine.
Well,
Okay. And
that
number
is not new and developing information.
Yeah, no, that's not debate the news. That's just you. That's just Grant being Grant.
You're a
Okay.
communist.
And
Peanut
so the
gallery.
other thing I think is she worried about some members of his staff who she thought he had appointed who were disloyal. And if you've read a lot of Laura Loomer stuff, you will know that she has a ferocious writing style. I've never quite seen anything like it. She scares me, quite frankly.
She has an
I mean,
incredible imagination.
Waltz did say that Trump has never served this country a day in his life, and not to let people be fooled by
Which
him.
was in
So,
2016, but JD Vance
yep.
called him akin to Hitler, and
JD,
he's not,
yeah.
you
JD
know.
Vance said, and he's vice president. Hello?
Yeah, but
And he's
Vance is
married to
there
an
for
immigrant.
other reasons.
What you said, Diana? I'm sorry, I didn't quite hear you.
I just think Vance is there for other reasons. He came out of Silicon Valley. I think there's a whole purpose for him having nothing to do with Trump right now.
Just goes to show you how big a man Trump is.
Yep, he's willing to bring people on that, he sees the future with even long after he's gone.
He's willing to work with people. Look, he brought up that Michigan communist, Whitmire, whatever her name is.
Who? Wait a
He's willing to
minute.
put all that behind him. See, he's big. He's a big man. Willing to put the
He's a
past,
lot of man.
huh?
Definitely a big
He's a
man.
lot of man. That's a fact. He
I
is
liked
a
how he
lot of
signed. I liked
man.
how he signed Bill Maher's. All the things that Trump called Bill Maher over the years.
Oh yeah, he crushed his face.
And he signed it, like and he did it happily too. So it's kind of funny. You have to admit.
He can give it, he just can't take it. That's his problem. One of the many.
What do you mean? He invited Bill Maher into the White House. What are you talking about?
And they called Bimar a coon. No, I'm joking. They didn't, but they let him have it. But why? So then, why does Marco
The only
Rubio
coon in
holding
this
four
room is
positions
Nelson.
then? Oh,
Well, I
okay.
told you what I think, which is that two of them require Senate confirmation. But when you're an acting
Nelson's the
USAID
coon.
person, that you don't need Senate confirmation, and he doesn't really have too
Wait,
many
what did he
people
say?
he
No.
thinks he get. Oh my God! What did you say?
Hold on,
What did
that's
he
not funny.
say?
Grant,
That's not
You
funny
just
at
you
all.
just
What
called
did
him.
Grant
Jesus.
say?
That is hilarious. What do you mean it's not funny at all?
What did you say?
You know what?
Nelson's the coon and Jonathan's gay.
Y'all gonna trigger the hell out of Ty.
Maybe those black men are taken. I'll smack him right upside his face if he says some crap like that to me in his
Nah, that's
face.
my brother. That's my brother.
Oh my
Bro,
God.
bro, you smack me across the face, Nelson will fucking knock you out.
What
Please,
is a macking out exactly?
please.
I don't
Would
know
never
about
happen.
that. I don't know about
Diane,
that now. My hands aren't as big as my mouth, so I don't know about that.
I told y'all people in men in DC have small hands. I told y'all that. Y'all didn't believe me.
Oh my god.
I can talk shit all day, but fighting, damn man, I get my ass whooped, man.
Somebody call you a coon? What? That
No, that's my brother, man. We're
Oh, I got
big
called
brother,
one
man.
4 times yesterday. So
You know
it's
what
Thursday.
like? If you were in my private conversations with Jonathan on a day to day, like your ears would explode. Hey, come on, man. It's private. It's cool shit, man. We're friends.
And so if he Trump is this forgiving man, then why is he going after all these law firms and stuff like that?
Not a forgiving man. He
Great
invited Bill
pivot, Chad.
Maher, big deal. Whoopi. I mean, that's
They're
like
Thank
they're
you.
Bill.
corrupt.
Who
That's
watches
why.
Bill Maher?
Tira, I need you to get a throat license.
I didn't just cough right now. Somebody else did.
Oh, who's sick?
I don't
Who
know.
got the COVID?
I coughed once, and Grant went.
And
"Bleh."
Grant was being dramatic. But no, but I'm saying like, why is he going after people if he isn't petty in chief?
Asking the wrong person because I think he
He's
is petty.
You think he's petty too?
Of course he's petty. My God, read the executive orders. This one is bad because they hired a lawyer that I didn't like who used to work against me on a I mean, it's ridiculous. He's completely petty.
I agree.
Do you not eat during the day and you just come on and you eat stuff, or what do you do?
It's 10x snack hour,
I don't
Tara.
understand
Cause
this. I
Storm
mean,
was in
it's
that
like,
thing
it's 10 o'clock at night and he's always eating or something.
It's 10x
Well,
snack hour because Storm was snacking too. So
I'm eating blueberries right now.
Nelson's a coon, and
You
Grant's
damn
damn.
right.
gay. And Grant's gay.
Shit. Let me move out the way.
Yeah. What I was gonna say, Chad. Listen, you take the man out of the bayou, you can't take the bayou out of the man.
That's a
You know
whole
what I'm
fact. That's a whole one. That is absolutely correct. Does Grant still eat crawfish? I wonder.
100%.
Um, you do?
Oh, yeah. I eat the tail, I eat the heads.
You suck the head and pull the tail?
Oh, goddamn right.
That's a fact.
Wait, you
Hello?
suck head? What are
Hey,
you
Oh, I
talking
suck the
yo.
about?
head.
I've eaten,
Sorry. I
I've
missed
eaten,
that.
look, I'll eat almost anything. I've eaten live shrimp. Still
Gee,
moving.
I don't know if you want to say that live that you eat almost anything.
Oh, yeah. I'll eat
Yeah,
anything.
somebody might get excited.
I'll eat anything.
Hello?
Nothing about that is exciting. Nothing.
You heard it here on Chatter in DTN.
Hey, I wanted to add something that Diana said. I think Diane said earlier about JD Vance.
LSJ's got the best voice on chatter.
No, I don't. Listen, but Diane said something that Vance may be
No,
their
I'm
singular.
attracted to your voice, LSJ.
Ain't
Yeah,
a good
yeah,
thing.
okay,
Ain't
okay, Grant. Let's stop that. Okay, so Diane said something that Vance may be the
I'm in his
next
head now.
that that's interesting because he is tied to Silicon Valley, and what's happening with TMI and building in Arizona this plant. What's going to happen maybe in 3 years with technology and AI if America achieves it? It would be very, very interesting because a lot. It's like what is it? Who is the czar now? I can't think of. He's the AI and crypto czar.
David Sachs.
Sachs,
David
Sachs. That's
Sachs.
right. Which is part of the All-in-One podcast. So it's intriguing to me that he highlights Vance a lot, and it's just when I go back, it's interesting, and I'm not judging one way or the other. Biden didn't let Kamala do shit. I mean, that was real, even when she was in at the beginning, and he puts Vance up front right away on the global stage and everything. So it's an
Secure.
intriguing play.
He's a secure man. By the way, look what he did. Look what he did for Elon for 2 or 3 months.
Yeah,
Yeah, you're right. He gave him access to all the United States people data, so he can so he can enrich himself off of it.
Yeah, but he put him front and center. Yeah. Who's got that background noise?
LS, can you mute your
LS,
mic,
LS, LS.
Marine? Thank you.
Oh, I'll take that back about LS.
You got them all flustered, Grant.
Well, it sounds like the room wasn't any fun tonight.
The room was actually very fun tonight, man. We had a
Tell me
night.
what was the fun?
It was so
What
good.
was the funnest thing about it?
Ukraine, Russia, Putin. Hello?
Yeah, yeah. Grant,
Oh,
Grant,
my bad.
Grant. Your boy, Trump got his praise. Everyone gave Trump his credit tonight.
Yeah. What did he do good tonight? What did he do? What did? What did he?
The mineral deal with Ukraine.
Yeah,
They
he got
came,
that.
he got that done.
That's cool, man.
And everyone on both sides of the aisle actually gave him his credit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sir Jude gave him one flower, but everybody else kind of gave him credit.
Hey, that's a lot for Sir Jude, Dave.
Well, the best thing about tonight, Grant, was your absence. How about that?
Well, I'm here now, baby.
I was just about to
Well,
text you.
I know. Well, we're done. We had a great conversation. Now it can devolve into Grantland.
That's all you got?
For right now, Grant. For right now,
Rachel, I have a question
You
for
sound
you.
tired. You sound exhausted.
I am. What's up, chat?
Marco Rubio is now holding four positions simultaneously.
That's all. I thought
Girl,
it was
he probably
more.
gonna pick up another one next week.
I thought it was
Is
more.
is Trump having a shortage of viable candidates?
I mean, he's just doing what he did the last time. Remember, he didn't fill all of the
That's
positions
right.
that need to be filled or presidentially appointed.
Yeah.
Aside, coupled with the fact that they want to get rid of a lot of agencies, so they're making him wear multiple hats to try and see how they can fold in agencies within agencies as a means to getting rid of some of the agencies. So it's a strategy.
Is it also a way to circumvent confirmation, Senate confirmations?
Oh, you know, it's definitely that.
Ah.
He's already confirmed. Hello.
Why don't you pick up one of those roles from
Yeah,
Rubio?
Grant.
I could see it.
You could see Grant as the archivist. Somehow I don't see that. You'd have
Man.
to
Yeah,
know what
that's
it
I was
funny.
means.
just
You'd
saying
have to know
that.
what it
For the
means
national
first, you know?
security advisor.
Hey, Grant, one second. Yeah.
Patty.
Hey, before we go there, Tara, Kashmir. What's going on with Kashmir?
I don't know. I have not followed India Kashmir. I don't have a clue. Sorry.
Anyone knows what's going on over in Kashmir right now? I was on the phone with Cindy. Is Cindy still in here? Cindy's not in here. Cindy got me on the phone with her friend from Kashmir. All right, and we were speaking about India and Pakistan. Okay, and the Kashmir region, Kashmir region. And I'm sure I can get Cindy in here, and maybe Cindy can get her friend on the phone. But they killed a bunch of people, tourists. Okay, Pakistan did, uh, and so it's a disputed region over there where India pretty much controls the bulk of the land, and the Pakistanis, which are Muslims, controls a very small piece of land. And it's Kashmir has been under dispute for a long time. And the woman gets offended when I say that it's been disputed territory for a long time because she said no, because the Indians had it, and they made a deal to save it. So it was never disputed when the prince left from over there. It was India's land.
So she was what, debating you that wasn't factual?
Are you
I,
talking about today or are you talking about something that happened a couple weeks ago or a week ago?
so there was a terrorist attack by Pakistan, we'll call it a week ago. Immediately
Yeah.
after India cut off a dam, which is essentially all their water supply. They've made threats about doing this before, and Pakistan has stated that that would be an act of war. Um, Probably about 5 days ago, both Pakistan and India started sending tanks and all this shit to their borders, and India keeps putting out stuff that they're expecting an attack from Pakistan in the next few hours, and Pakistan's putting out the same. There has been gunfire between the two. That was a couple days ago, but as of today, it's still just posturing.
And
But um,
the
be the
attack was very similar to Gaza attacking Israel.
yeah, there's a crazy video if you look on Twitter or look anywhere. If you
Can you send it to me, or I can? Is it
Yeah.
on X?
But Pakistan is actually saying that they had nothing to do with it. They're trying to blame it on the TRF. And then they actually asked for some neutral group to do an investigation, a neutral group between the two countries. So I don't know. It's just more.
Well, guys, but that's hard to believe because this back and forth between Pakistan and India has been going on for so long, especially in the Kashmir region. A lot of people left that region because it was so volatile and dangerous, and the people that lived there grew up with this around them, and there's sort of been like a period of détente. And from what I understand, because we stopped talking about it. I mean, Kashmir guys, the Kashmir region used to be in the news all the time. You know, when I was younger, it's like you always heard about it, the disputed territory. You know, in the Kashmir region, it was like the most dangerous place on earth. And so, you know, for some reason, I thought it was in like in a détente, and they sort of figured it out. But it seems like right now that it's all flared up again.
so,
And
oh, go ahead. Sorry.
good.
No, a couple other things I forgot to say. India's main like government and whatever has granted their military permission, basically like it's up to y'all. Whatever y'all want to do, whenever you want to do it, however you want to respond. And Pakistan and India both have nuclear weapons, so that's something to.
Yeah, I was about to say that. Damn it.
India
Yeah.
will India will kill Pakistan.
Oh
Pakistan
yeah,
is in a very bad economy right now. Horrific. Okay.
they have no
And
water.
what's that?
They cut off their water.
Yes, they did. They also killed 26 people and 15 are in the hospital. I don't know how many more of those 15 people died. Jonathan, myself, and a friend of mine had a conversation about this the other day. How the Muslim terrorists came in there, killed 26 people, injured 15. One was Italian, one was a Jewish man, and the only one they saved was the man that could speak the Muslim
No,
prayer.
the prayer, the Muslim. He said the Muslim
Correct.
prayer. Yeah, and because he
No,
was
he
able to say the
knew he
Muslim prayer.
knew the Muslim prayer. And what she also told you that her husband was raised to know that Muslim prayer in case this ever happened. She also told you in 1990, they all moved out. They took their suitcase, one suitcase in the middle of the night, left there because they were going to be killed. They were raping women, young girls, killing the men. then taking the women with them and turning
Forced
them
them into
into
marriage.
to bring them to them to make them, Muslim terrorists, the whole nine yards. Jonathan, you heard everything I heard. And then years later, her husband's sister and her husband didn't leave when they all left because she thought she was safe. He worked for like some type of government. He had a big job. He thought he was untouchable a bit, but he had two boys and didn't think that they would be in any harm, no daughters, only to find out that somebody banged on their door and said, listen, you got to get out of here. Your boys are on the list to be killed next. And then they left. And
Yeah.
that's what happened. When you think about this, it's only 1990, by the way, right? Doesn't seem like that long ago. And there you stand. I mean, did you guys hear about all this going down? It was in a tourist area.
Yeah, Cindy, yeah, because we were on the phone, Cindy and I, because she's from the Kashmir region, and she was very impassionate about this and when we were
Well,
discussing it.
you got to remember, Jonathan, she also educated you on a lot of things about Harvard. Her husband's a Harvard guy
Yeah, yeah,
with two
of course.
kids. Her
Yes,
daughter's a what student? Do you remember?
Rose Scholar, Oxford over there, Oxford.
She went to Oxford. She Harvard both ways. Her son's Yale and Harvard, and the politics behind Harvard, right? What's that?
No, that's someone. So that what you call
Okay.
it?
Um, and you heard right out of her mouth what happened with her daughter at Harvard, how she had to carry another girl that got in,
Yep.
that shouldn't have got in, and had to do her papers and let her cheat off her paperwork and the whole nine yards. So you heard about Harvard and you heard about, these are Harvard people. He's a Harvard scientist, a well known scientist, not in this country, all over the world for MS. And not poor people, not over the top wealthy, but wealthy enough, Jonathan. I mean, I think she stayed pretty
Yes.
humble considering she lives in one of my homes and is building one for her daughter. But that's her. She's not going to let you know because they're always afraid. You know what I mean?
Yes.
They fly under the radar a lot and that type of stuff. But yeah, it's bad. It's really bad over there. But they
Cindy,
took.
Cindy,
But yeah,
Cindy is a Kashmirian lesbian.
yeah. I only like cashmere sweaters, but that's okay. And if you wear a cashmere sweater, then I'll hook up with you.
You'd wear me, wouldn't you?
If you have a cashmere sweater, yes, absolutely. Don't like wool; makes me itchy.
Hey,
But
hey, Cindy, who is the group that's doing this stuff? That was doing the raping and the killing. What's the group?
same groups that they're all around. Say what she compared it to. What did she say to you, Jonathan? We are terrified of another a 9/11 type attack here, right? And
Yes.
that how many bad Muslims live in this country? They all know. It's like they look at Americans as that we're so not educated because we don't see what's going on around us, and they've lived like this. They know how bad those people are. They've lived through it. And again, they took all the women, all the young women, took them back to their countries, converted them, and that's what they did to keep alive. And again, this is only 1990. I mean, I don't know how long ago you think 1990 is, but it's not that long ago. So, I mean, she
Yeah.
gave you a lot of information, Jonathan.
Yeah, she gave me a lot of information, guys. We were on the phone for about an hour, and just talking about Kashmir and mostly about the Kashmir region. Because once this stuff happened, guys, I do seek out information. And Cindy's like, "I got someone. 1 second, hold on." And so Cindy got on the phone with her, and we just listened. I listened, and she just ran it all down, the whole thing with what's going on in Kashmir. So yeah,
But
guys,
you're trying to stay away from that Harvard conversation, and I understand why that's not the topic. But the truth is, you learned a lot about Harvard too that morning.
yeah,
Fuck
yeah,
Harvard.
Box
yes,
shush.
yeah,
Okay.
Seriously. Who
And
gives a fuck about
she
Harvard?
told you straight out how Harvard runs, right?
yeah. She
And
did.
they're
We spoke.
and they're all upset at Harvard. Okay, so I mean, she was pretty blatant about that too.
Yeah, no,
She said to you. My
Yeah.
kids worked hard to get there, right? My kids had to put the time in. They didn't have a life. I didn't have a life. My life was my kids, keeping them highly educated, private schools, blah, blah, blah. That's what we care about. Uh, and how to fight their
You
way
don't think
into
this
the.
happens at every college?
What's
So
that?
guys, but we're talking about Kashmir right now. We're talking about the
Leave the
Kashmir
fuck
region.
No,
alone.
but she did, Jonathan.
But
Yeah,
She educated you
I
a
know,
lot
but
about
the
Harvard.
people in the
JB,
room,
You know, I know you don't want to go there, but
yeah, no, the people
it's
in the room,
time to open your
they
eyes
wanted
on
to know
that
about
shit too.
Kashmir, and I knew that I told them about the conversation that we had with the your
And
friend
she
from
said to you, Jonathan, we're afraid. We don't want to, we came here. We don't want that. We don't want that for America.
yeah, I
And
have
that's why she is a Trump supporter.
But
I'm
They
you
not
know what?
afraid.
told you,
Similar in
she
both.
also told you her peers of her people are Trump supporters because of that reason. And she also said to you, look, I don't like everything he says. And she was very forthcoming with you and very honest with you on her feelings. But she feels as though Trump is will be strong enough to stand up to these whatever you want to call them, morons or whatever you want to use, whatever words. She was much more articulate than I am. But she said to you, this is what's going on. She told you what's going on in India. She told you what's going on in Pakistan. And she told you they're almost in bankruptcy over there. And India's not.
so
Do,
JB, you
do
know how you
country,
referred it
excuse me,
like to
do countries file bankruptcy?
I'm just gonna play the video. Just
Well, they don't have to be in bankruptcy, but they're pretty much like in serious financial problems. And so isn't China. Look at
you know,
China's real estate. Come
Granted,
on.
I'll
Do
say
you
this
see
right.
China's? Anybody notice? Did anybody notice China's tenure?
What's that noise?
so if you look below the video, there's the actual attack happening right below it. This was the
I
attack
can't.
last week.
I haven't been able to see anything for days.
If you can't see, if y'all can't see, just go down. We'll bring you back up. But if you look, people are running. This was a look. Someone just got shot. But this Scott sent this to me. So this is a tourist area where the attack happened.
Correct.
And so if you look at the video, he's zip lining. And if you look at the ground below, you see people running.
The dude has no idea what's going
So
on.
look at the people below.
We
There's
can't. I can't see
children.
it, but yeah. Here, I'll put the link in the chat. How about that?
You see them running? They're running. See? Look. Oh, Jesus. He has no clue. He's going right in the thick of it.
What happened to him?
Great question. I have to dig some research on that.
That's such a chilling video.
Plus something
Isn't
she
it?
said, Jonathan, that they made one or two men take down their pants to see if their penises were circumcised or not.
That's fair.
That's fair.
Seems fair.
Okay. Excuse me. You're circumcised. Let me just shoot you right now.
Oh, that's a different thing.
I don't know. A Muslim not circumcised? I don't know.
Great question.
So I'm gonna play.
I'm
It's one
seeing who
minute.
lived. Oh, I'm sorry, Chat. Go.
It's just a minute. The State Department spokesperson is speaking about it. So it's a brief video.
The
If
felon
they was in
lived, by the
touch
way.
with the leadership of both Pakistan and India and
That is correct.
trying to calm down the situation. Do you have any something to say?
Yes, the secretary also gave me a note about that as well, sir. So we are reaching out regarding the Kashmir situation, India and Pakistan. That he said we are reaching out to both parties and telling, of course, them to not escalate the situation. The secretary expects to speak with the foreign ministers of Pakistan and India as early as today or tomorrow. He is encouraging other national leaders, other foreign ministers, to also reach out to the countries on this issue. So it is, again, as I've noted, every day action is being taken. In this case, the secretary speaking directly to his counterparts in India and Pakistan, and we expect certainly the impact he's usually had with the individuals he's spoken with, and certainly with President Trump's leadership, India and Pakistan, having those conversations. It's very important for them. And yes, sir, yes, I've been.
All right, y'all got it.
I got a crazy question. Is that is that Ziplana guy? He has anything to do with that the terrorist group?
No, he was a tourist. He was smiling. Like that area was a tourist area. So you remember the attack on October 7th, the Hamas attack. They were saying that this was similar to that. Um,
They say
so
it's like
it
they
was a
say it's
tourist
say,
area.
Chad. She said it's identical. It's identical to what happened. Same type of group, same type of everything.
Mm-hmm.
And Jonathan, what'd she say to you? Something about America gave them so much money. Do you remember that part, Jonathan?
No, I
Because
can't. No, in regards, gave who money?
Palestinians so much money, and then they find Bin Laden. She went back to the Bin Laden. You
Oh yeah,
remember that?
yeah. But yeah, she was talking about. Well, we're talking about Musharraf. You got to remember,
Santer,
guys.
Jonathan.
This is a very
You know, you
highly
guys got
educated
you guys
woman,
got to
by the way.
realize after 9/11, we went to Musharraf. Musharraf was the leader of Pakistan at the time, and Musharraf. We guys, I don't know if you guys like back during 9/11, right around 9/11, they had just started building a nuclear bomb, got their first nuclear bomb, and we said they can't have a nuclear bomb. Then 9/11 happened, and so we needed Pakistan to carry out our raids. On I guess Afghanistan and Iraq. And so what they did was that became our main base, one of our main base operations. So Musharraf was in office at the time, and I don't know why I remember his name, but Musharraf, he came and he kissed the ring and pretty much said to Bush, "You can do what you want to do. Use our area, use our what you call it." And we backed off on going after them for their nuclear weapon. All right, and we also gave them money. So that's what kind of propped them up. The United States, because of 9/11, that's what happened there.
100%. We used them for when it came to Pakistan. We used them for our supply routes. We used them for drone bases, and we got a lot of intelligence from them. So,
Yeah,
like
and that's where they
So
were
I was
Johnson's.
hiding
right.
Bin Laden.
I remembered it correctly.
And where did they find Laden? In Pakistan. That's where they found him.
Bingo. All right. I think I got it all figured out and it's making sense. Give me 30 seconds, Bing. It's making sense to me now why India is being the first to come to the playing table and why Pakistan is involved in all this. I think Trump's whole goal is to end all this conflict and bullshit in the Middle East. It starts with Iran, it starts with Al Qaeda, and all the countries that are involved. Pakistan's one that kind of gets like a pass because, like, exactly what Bing said. The 9/11 reports have come out. I imagine that they're showing more that Pakistan did other than harboring bin Laden. We are kind of clutched in that thing. They have a nuclear weapon, but I promise you that is not something that makes Trump and many other people feel safe. I think this is going to start. I really think this Pakistan India thing is going to escalate. I've been following it the past couple days. I think when it does, America now has not that they weren't, but a stronger partnership ally with India. And India is going to be like our home base to try and end all this terrorism, starting with Iran, who funds everything. Now, they're not accused of funding whatever group did this, but they're all coinciding. India will become America's greatest ally within the next year. I just know it. So that's all I have. Conspiracy.
Well, Jonathan, she also told you India loves Trump. She told you that. Okay, crickets. Jonathan's researching.
Mentioned
Well, I don't know.
together
Sorry about that. I stepped
Martha.
away. What did you ask me, Cindy?
What I said to you was she said that they love Trump over in India.
She may have said that. Yeah, she may have
Yeah,
said
she
that.
did. She
The-
said the Indian population here in America, they
Yeah,
also do. She was very honest with you. She
yeah, yeah,
said
yeah,
to
of course,
you,
Cindy. No, I was,
right? She
yeah.
literally said, look, we don't agree how he delivers. And, again, you're talking to, four Harvard people, right? She's a Brown too. And her husband's a Yale, I mean, her husband's a Harvard. Oh, no, he was a Brown too, Brown and Harvard. And daughter is Harvard, Oxford. And the son is Brown in Harvard. I mean, come on, Jesus Christ, you getting smarter than that family? I don't think so.
Yeah, but the problem we have with India is they don't share intel. That's the problem, right?
Well,
And when
things
it
might
comes
have to change.
yeah, but when it comes to Pakistan, you got to look at their location on the map. And a lot of the intel that we get from them is coming from Pakistan. So it's like it's a fucked up relationship when you look at India and Pakistan, and then you got to look at what happened historically with how the British decided to separate the country. So it's like we when
That's
we
been that's been going on forever. We know that,
right,
right?
right.
Especially with Kashmir and Pakistan, right? They've had their absolute craziness for decades and decades and decades. But the point is, what they did was so bad. I mean, let's
Yeah,
call
I
it.
agree. It was bad, and there, and we and but when it comes to the United States, we always try to go for what's going to support us or what's going to be best for us. And one thing that India is still doing is they're buying weapons and weapon systems and stuff from Russia. So like it's just really crazy when you look at our military versus their military, the stuff that we need from them and what they're able to provide versus what Pakistan has been able to provide. So it's just really fucked up. It's just a bad situation.
I think it's a great situation minus the war. India touches what country that we currently like have a little bit of beef with?
Yeah,
China.
but they're not sharing
Hold
intel. So that's what
on,
where we get our
Pat.
China intel, and most of that is
I
coming from
I
Pakistan.
understand that. But if you have somebody that you're somewhat friends with, take them to the fucking Super Bowl, and then they're your best friend, and you'll have influence. If India gets in a situation with Pakistan, you better believe Trump is going to have anything they want there for him. Because guess what that does? It opens the door to taking out the rest of the Middle East and securing a relationship in India to have a little bit of a foot on China's throat. I'm done.
If Trump does go after this terrorism, I think that the way that he came in on the first 100 days is absolutely going to help him because it sends the message that if he was willing to do what he's doing right now for certain things that he deems as national security, I think it's going to be a win for him. And I do believe that India will become one of the greatest partners for the US. It makes a lot of sense. And, now it makes sense that Marco Rubio was talking to both India and Pakistan because I think we're going to have, for the first time, more involvement in all things India from the US, and we align much, much better with them in religious aspects and liberty aspects than we do with Pakistan and China. So, very interesting, Barth. Very interesting. Thank you for the analogy that you gave.
Appreciate it.
Jonathan, do you remember when she said something that they believe their beliefs are like if they go kill somebody, they go home and tell their mom and dad, like, and their moms and dads are proud of them, right? It's a badge of honor when they do what they do. Do you remember her saying that? Okay, John, you make me come in a room, then you disappear. You got me out of bed, you come in this
Dude,
room,
he
and then
does
you don't
that
remember.
all the time, bro.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
He's such a weird dude.
watching. I just started watching Landman, and it gets me to stop watching.
Oh, that's such a good show. Did y'all hear Kamala Harris's remarks on Trump
What?
Oh
today
my
What?
or
God.
yesterday?
Yesterday, yeah.
Watching the elephants. I think I can imitate it. Is that the one you're talking about?
Yeah.
All right. So
What'd she
I
say
mean,
she's
she
now?
said more than
she's
What'd
at
she
a
say now?
Okay.
podium. She's at a podium speaking in front of a crowd, and she goes, "You know, I haven't been able to get this video out of my mind since last 2 weeks ago, and it's the elephants that are like they feel the earthquake coming, and they have this sense of like togetherness, and they all like form a circle around and like protect the one in the middle. Yeah, I just haven't been able to get that. So, how's everybody doing? Something like that.
She said she said
Right,
What?
Donald
Danny?
Trump she said
This is
Donald
the
Trump thinks
sound.
fear is contagious. She was like courage is contagious. And she said straight talk. And I was like, who the heck says straight talk? She says straight talk, this is such and such and such. I'm like, oh, this woman tries so hard, but she fails every time. I
Every time.
cannot.
What did the elephants have to do with anything?
This is if Kamala
Same
was
thing.
an animal, she would be this.
She'd be this.
I don't know what that is.
It's a horse.
Oh, was that you doing that?
I didn't hear her say anything about elephants. So
You know
Barb,
what's
I don't
pretty
know where he
sad
got
is that
Where's the
you
elephant?
guys have
I don't
no
know where he got
She
idea.
that
talks
from.
about more
You guys
than
have
I
no
think
idea how
elephants.
many terrorists are in this country now. Okay? I
How
mean,
many who Cindy?
terrorists are in this country now. And who's that? Who do we thank for that one?
There's at least three of them in this room.
Not me.
You
You're not.
saying terrorist?
Terrorists,
Oh,
terrorists,
It sounded like you
terrorists.
were saying terrorist. I was like,
I
huh?
know. I was like tariffs in the room.
Tara,
Okay, we do not pronounce what.
I'm from
I have
Texas.
to
I
keep you
can't talk.
remind you. Ours, 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 ours.
Cindy, can I ask you a question, if it's okay?
that is the
I
question.
hope I can answer it. Go ahead.
Did your friend mention anything about Imran Khan?
About Iran?
No, no, Imran Khan, the detained former leader of Pakistan that's in jail,
No, she didn't get
and,
into any of that.
or the politics between the military and Imran Khan's party.
No. Mm-mm.
Okay,
Do you want to make a statement, sir?
I do not. I do not. I
You
agree.
you just want to ask intriguing questions.
Well, I thought it'd be interesting because I don't think the military would take the risk of going to war with India, knowing very well how popular Imran Khan is amongst a segment of the Pakistani population. And if the war goes unfavorably, there will be a revolt on the ground that may lead to his release eventually.
On another note, has anybody noticed the number of states that are putting Bitcoin on their treasury reserves or on their reserves?
We was talking about something like that yesterday to somebody on the phone.
Arizona approved, governor signed off on it, 10% of their reserves considered in Bitcoin. North Carolina is waiting for a final vote. I think there's another 19 states waiting.
So, Grant, what does that mean? What is that? Is that more secure? Are we seeing a transition? Like, what does that mean that they're doing that?
True.
Shrooms, you said?
Passed Arizona, New Hampshire, North Carolina, Kentucky, Oklahoma, Pennsylvania, North Dakota, Wyoming.
Wait, Grant, what are you talking about? North Carolina? What's happening?
They're
He
gonna
named three other states.
I know, but I heard mine. I gotta know what's happening.
they want they're gonna pass a bill to put 5% of their reserves into Bitcoin.
Oh, okay. My bad, y'all. I walked away. Okay, thank you.
Arizona, New Hampshire, North Carolina, Kentucky,
Oklahoma, Pennsylvania, North Dakota,
Pennsylvania.
Wyoming. I thought Wyoming turned it down already, but maybe not.
It said it failed to pass the committee review and is dead.
Yeah,
That might be
Massachusetts,
old.
Ohio, Texas, Illinois are looking at it. Florida has introduced a bill.
We have a couple of legislation around Bitcoin in Texas.
Yeah,
Oh, do you?
Mhm.
Okay. Isn't Oklahoma the only state that
in
went all
our
right, Grant?
lifetime, Cindy, in our lifetime, the banking industry is going to be disrupted. You know, I was studying this really interesting the history of the banking industry and why it's necessary and what they've done. Like it's crazy how that whole thing was created, and basically how expensive it is to have a bank in between you and I doing business. You know, Cindy, there's almost no activity that you can actually create. You can't sell something or buy something without a bank being involved as the middleman.
Always.
And in many cases, many banks.
Think about it.
It's crazy.
Whatever you buy,
Imagine if all that went away.
then what replaces it?
Well, it would sit. You and I could do deals direct with one another and have it validated on the blockchain. It would be validated with technology, with software. We
But
wouldn't have to go to the Bank of America to get it validated and stored. That would cut them out, make everything faster. Now I have basically, I'm explaining to you the blockchain, but keeping it very simple. You and I would both have a record, as would the rest of the world. And so if Nelson wanted to come grab it from us, we would move it from me to him, and you would know I moved it. It could be a piece of property, could be a car, could be the license, the title for the car.
Grant, just to pop in quickly, and Ty can speak on this, but I've been privy to this, and Skull hasn't been in the room in a while. I don't know where, but it would be a smart
He's
contract.
making lots of money right now, unless he bet the
Okay,
market was going to go keep going down. Then
okay,
he's, then
so
he's, then he's home crying.
okay, so smart contract, that would be a smart contract, what you just described, Grant,
Yeah,
under a crypto protocol.
yeah,
So banks have been working on this though, so it's not the Bitcoin currency. Back, and you don't remember me, but I go by LS. But I was in a room, Million Marathon, 4 years ago. But Jonathan would always call me, "Don't talk about crypto," but you know, it's just something that's coming along. And when you really think about it, it is a smarter way. But don't get confused. And J.P. Morgan put out a coin in 2017 that was a smart contract that was going to alleviate 300,000 hours or something for lawyer fees. They were going to lay off massive lawyers, and they pulled it back. They still have that coin. It was basically a smart contract because
yeah.
Bitcoin itself is a protocol. It's two
I'm
things.
not saying I'm
Oh,
not saying a bank won't go away, but I'm saying it's going to be disrupted.
yes, it'll be, well, they'll, but I'm going
What's
to be
that?
clear in my opinion only.
Wait,
They're
I
going to
just walked
still,
in the room, Grant. What'd you say, Ray, about that?
No, we're talking about adoption. Yeah, it's happening. I mean, Arizona is about to be the first state to pass it as a part of the reserve currency. Maybe they're saying 10% of their
Ten
treasury.
percent. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's approved. The governor signed off on it.
Oh, that's great news. I didn't know that. That happened, must have happened today then.
Yeah.
That's fantastic. Yeah, for like 5 billion is 10% of their treasury that they put in Bitcoin, like systematically. That's why it's probably at 97,000 today. It was
Wow, that's some breaking news, Grant. Look at you bringing it. Good job.
Thank you, Catherine. I'm so happy that you're proud of me.
Put a cashmere sweater on.
Okay, but here's my question. What's going to get disrupted first, healthcare or banking?
I think healthcare is going to is getting ready to get violently disrupted.
Yeah, I'm with you. Healthcare is going to go first, but they're
And
they're both there.
And but yeah, but by the way, they're both keeping it. Both of these things are keeping us sick. You know, the idea that Mastercard and Visa can charge you 28%. You guys, by the way, charge you guys 28% legally, or 25 or 22, whatever the number is. It is so horrendously offensive, and the fact that you're not fighting about it every night, but you're worried about fucking tariffs. You guys should like write your senators, congressmen, whoever you voted in office, and say, man, there's no way this is okay.
Especially when you send college kids credit cards and they bang them right up and they can't get the principal down ever.
Oh, a shame on you for sending them one.
I didn't.
Okay.
My kids are on me
And how do they operate? They give you free cards and free interest. It's just like drugs. Here, guys, I'll give you one free.
for a year.
Yeah.
Then transfer your balance over here for a year
And,
and then we'll go
and,
up your
and,
credit
and some
appraisal.
of you in the room fight for laws to be passed where that's actually done to create debt prisons around your families. But I can tell this room doesn't have any fight left in it tonight. Nope.
It doesn't sound like it, Grant.
No, they're done, dude. If I
I
was you,
think they are tired. I think today was
I
a
would I
day.
would boom this room if I was you.
They don't have any Bitcoin. That's the
We've
problem.
been we've been today was a day, y'all. It was a day.
Dude, y'all remember who was in the room? Y'all remember the old days when we would boom rooms?
Yes.
Yeah.
Are
Yeah.
you
In the
gonna boom
in
this
the
room?
middle of talking.
Are you gonna boom this room,
No,
Grant?
The
no,
hell no.
they gave all the controls to one person. So I mean, the chatter took all the fun out of audio.
No, it didn't.
and
We
I,
never got to see your face on the other app.
yeah, okay,
Grant, what
whatever.
did you say was going to happen to banking industries in your opinion?
Well, they're going to get disrupted. I mean, they're going to be disrupted. Like I looked at a piece of technology tonight. If Ray's listening,
Ray's right
Yeah,
here.
I am.
yeah,
Oh,
it's
Ray, I
coming.
have a question. Go ahead, Grant.
Very good.
You know, he's showing me a product right now where Ray, you know, I shared with you the idea that I want to take I'm
Yep.
gonna put together that platform and then go public with it.
Yep.
He's like, Grant, man, I saw your release. You know, I know what you're up to. I know what you're gonna do. But he's like, you understand? There's technology now where you could actually deliver that to the marketplace as a public offering, like a DPO, rather than going through. Because you know, Goldman and if I want to go public, yeah, I'm going to have to go through Wells or Goldman or all of them, maybe three or four of them, to get their blessing and then use their distribution lines. Where I could lay the offering on the blockchain. I don't have the terminology down yet. He just briefed me on it today, but where I could make that public offering to my audience, um, and all the KYC is done, sits online.
The
So,
big thing is with the SEC on that, though, right? It's got to flip. It's got to fly that test first, right?
yeah, well, this is a major player, so that's talking to me. So
Yeah.
he's certainly got SEC approval, or he wouldn't be telling me about it.
That's interesting.
Yeah, but it's coming. I'm not saying it's here this weekend, but this thing's coming. And when people the thing that I'm doing right now is going to accelerate because this is going to be a fairly large project, $1 billion, and buying 1,000 Bitcoin.
Oh, really? Wow.
Yeah, it's a 2,200 units, collapsing it into one fund, and buying 1,000 Bitcoin at one time. So the buzz is around. It's like been in 5 different publications now since I announced it 4 days ago, and they're gonna, when people start figuring out how to converge two different assets. Now you probably saw the release with 21, right? Or did you?
20 who?
SoftBank and 21, a group called 21, Jack Bauer.
No.
$3 billion. They're buying $3 billion worth of Bitcoin.
Wow.
Yeah.
Michael Saylor's in there every week doing the same. No, not quite that much, but he just keeps loading up every chance he gets.
He came out today and said he's going to go borrow.
Yeah.
Let me see, to buy another. What did they say he's going to purchase? Some staggering number. Sailor. Let me see. I mean, he's buying it like he thinks it's getting ready to go
Yeah.
hyperbolic, and he doesn't want to miss it.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Let me see.
Half a million, a million.
And
Kathy Wood said,
MSTR's up.
yeah, that's kind of one easy. Well, that's another way to play it, right? It's through that MSTR.
Somebody needs to run these rooms.
What? Right, right. Hi, Ray. So
Hey, good
I
evening.
have it's chat. So I have a question. About this
I
whole
have
Bitcoin
did you
situation.
say I have a question?
I have a question
Okay, I want to imitate you guys now.
in my most Texan voice ever. Um, so like BlackRock CEO is like loving this idea of the tokenization
Yeah,
Hey,
real
Ray.
world assets. Yeah.
of, yeah. How what do you think about that?
Oh, game changer, 100%.
Yeah.
Everything done on the blockchain. Again, Grant said use the word disruptive. The technology is too valuable. It's not going away. It's coming. And the way it's adopted is, we're trying to figure that out now. But if you eliminate intermediaries and you could put real transactions on a blockchain, a trusted encrypted platform, it's gonna happen. It's only a question of time.
Ray. So Michael Saylor said today he's going to fundraise to raise $84 billion
Wow,
to buy more Bitcoin.
unbelievable. Yeah, it's happening. Get on board, people.
It's
Well,
happening,
well,
man.
well.
That's not
Back
a
in the
financial advice.
no, yeah, and I'm only
That's
giving my
not advice given by Ray.
We can't. How's the other part of the equation, Grant? I don't know if you know this, but do you know I'm still prohibited from owning that in any way, shape, or form, even in the form of an ETF? And me, amongst other tens of thousands of advisors, can't buy it. We literally are still prohibited. So
You
I
can't buy it as an ETF.
I cannot even buy it as an ETF. I know Wells Fargo just said
But
that
let me ask you this, Ray. Could you invest in the real estate fund and the fund buys it?
as long as it's on the as long as it's SEC, approved or FINRA regulated. That's the big thing. It's got to be a security that I can buy.
Oh, you can only buy a security.
Yeah, yeah, correct. Yeah,
You
that's it.
can't buy an alternative.
No, again, it has to have the proper approvals to do that, but no, you just can't buy
Well,
something
I
like
mean,
that.
I'm SEC approved.
Well, if it's liquid and
I hate
traded and
Ray's job. He's so
overseen,
governed by everything.
audited, no, it's real. It's
He
better
can't even
that way.
come on my radio show. If I want to
And,
talk
and,
about our
and
relationship,
Ray,
he can't
they
come
don't
on.
want you doing any of that because they don't want their brand tarnished.
Well, it ultimately it's not a security, right? Bitcoin is not a security, right? It's an
So
asset.
you
So
can't go buy. What
no,
else can
I
you
can't.
not
I,
buy?
I can't buy grayscale like stuff. Any of those ETFs, like prohibited. Honest to God, it's my point is that
Technically,
ultimately
even if Ray buys real estate, he's
yeah,
got to
It,
I can do it as an outside business activity, just disclose it,
he has to
but
disclose
I
it.
can't present that to my clients. That's called
no,
selling away. That's a
no, but that's different. I understand you can't present it to your clients, but you can own it.
I can't. No.
That is crazy.
Yeah, can't even. We're barred from owning anything in the crypto world,
But I'm not.
personally or otherwise. So I guess the larger point is there's
All of our
lots of people
children
like
aren't.
me to want to have that in client portfolios, and we can't even put a 2% allocation in a portfolio just to have some exposure.
That's
And
crazy,
I
man.
know when that
but
happens, it's starting to happen a little bit, but it's really restrictive. You got to have like a $10 million net worth,
Well,
or you
Ray,
can.
watch what happens when a few of them come over,
Yeah, yeah, of course,
and
yeah.
then like like
The
like I had a group out of Wall Street, out of New York, look at what I'm doing with the real estate thing. The guy's like, you could literally you could literally disrupt the entire REIT business with what your model is.
1,000%.
I said, what do
Yeah.
you mean? He's like, I'm talking about the entire REIT model could be disrupted. I said, why is that? He's like, There's no liquidity. There's no redemptions.
Right.
They can't hit their dividends. Starwood says they're going to pay 11%. Everybody, every institution knows they can never hit 11. They all know that all their assets are marked way above because they haven't been marked down.
Right.
And he's like, you could literally prove this model out, and you'll have institutions throwing money at you.
Yeah. That would be a unicorn.
Yeah, 100%.
But if I can add in, Grant,
Please,
um,
LS, let me hear
and
it,
I
man.
do have some
By the way,
experience in
LS,
this.
you got the best voice. You got the best voice on
I
chatter,
got you, but
bro.
let me be clear. I do have some experience, which some isn't good because I remember that back in. And what you're originally talking about, what used to be called an ICO, initial coin offering, but now that's being changed. But there is a new SEC chairman who's
Yeah,
going to give guidelines to
yeah,
crypto, who promised to do that. And with those guidelines, to raise point, there can be institutional investment, and they will quantify or qualify what is an alternative investment, what's safe, what's not. I think Trump's move on making it part, doing the Bitcoin and capturing it and making it part of the Treasury will ensure that. But once those guidelines come out, I think it's a brave new world for what's coming. And I'm not talking about most. I actually wrote a book about it, and I promise you I'll send it. You can Google it, but it's on my LinkedIn. It's on everything. But I'll send you a copy. But I wrote it in 2017, and it talked about AI and cryptocurrency. Literally is the title. And so it's funny that we have a czar now. David Sachs is in that. But
yeah,
but you're talking about it wasn't speculation. It's utilization because the technology itself for Satoshi Nakamoto, the inventor, the so-called inventor of Bitcoin, whoever he or they are, that protocol calls for a technology that allows an encrypted base on transactions. So you wouldn't have to have you can keep your house title, your real estate title, and
Right.
it would be there forever, and everyone can check. So there would never be, in real estate, and I know I'm in real estate now. I'm new in real estate for 2 years, but in real estate, you would never have a problem with who really owned the deed
Right.
and what's the history of that deed, right, to that property. That would all be on that chain, and
Be
if
on the
it wasn't,
blockchain. Yep.
I'm, i and if it wasn't on the blockchain, it would be on the side chain. I'm sorry, someone was talking.
No, Ray's agreeing
I'm
with you.
agree with you. No, that's
Oh
something.
yeah, yeah, okay, yeah. If it wasn't on the blockchain, it would be on that side chain, which is something else, but it still works as a blockchain. But this is something that would be permanent, and it couldn't be altered. So it would be extremely transparent to everyone. So if, as an example, Mickey, her father, I think she said her family passed a house down, and she has all of those records. But if her local city hall ever misplaced those records, or there was ever a problem, there would never be a problem in question. As an example, if it went back 100 years, or even longer, it would just be there. So that's something it will. But to push back a little bit, I'm not going to say it's going to disrupt the banking industry, but they've already known about this and they're going to change. They've been pivoting for a while, and I think that's what's been taking so long. Because this has been around. I mean, they came out. This hit the fan in a certain community around 2014. China was really big on it
but
for a
but but
long time.
Ray will tell you that these legacy banks and big institutions will be the last to move. They'll say they're investigating it and they're looking into it and they're preparing for it. Bro, they will be the last to risk the biscuit because the money they make right now traditionally and through the legacy,
Right.
what they've done for 100 years is so massive they never want to risk it. Outsiders make new games, insiders don't.
Well, I agree. I mean, but don't. What I'm saying is something different. They're not going to come out and be first mover, but they will still keep a large. They'll transition, and they're already ready for that transition. I think all of this time, because we were wondering why it didn't happen back in 2015, 2016, and Skoll knows a lot. I've talked to Skoll about this offline, why
Yeah.
it didn't occur then. But these things,
Skull's licking his wounds right now. He can't even come on chatter.
well, it's not. No, it's something else, like Cindy said. But the point being, is that these things can occur, and they it's technology, and it is going to occur. But it's funny, and I'm always independent for both parties, but Trump doing an AI, it blew my mind when he said Sachs would be the AI and crypto czar. He just messaged the world right then and there to correlate those two. He could have kept them separate, or he could have just made them an AI czar. But he purposely said both. And so that's intriguing to me to this day. And what Sachs is doing and what Sachs' history is intriguing. And I think Diane said it much earlier, a few hours ago before you guys were in the room, that that's why JD Vance may be really there and Trump's leaving them alone. Because what's going to happen in the next 3 years that the world isn't even prepared for yet.
Agreed.
What do you agree on?
No, he made some good
Ray,
points.
Ray, how slow will the big banks be to move?
Think about it. The banks will, I mean, ultimately, if you eliminate intermediaries, what does that do to banking? Like
Kills them.
if I can take and you want to buy this watch on my wrist and you say, okay, let's just swap that on the blockchain, and we didn't go through a third party bank that takes fees and all the other stuff that
Deposits.
goes with that. Think
I just
about
wanted
how
to say
that'll
one
work.
thing. Grant just said what you're saying 15 minutes
Oh
ago.
no shit. Okay,
Yeah.
cool. I didn't hear that part of the
No.
conversation.
Let Ray say it though.
No, I'm just saying. Basically, oh, you want to buy my watch? Okay, Grant. We have an agreement. Here's my watch, $10,000. Let's just have my
You
phone
can't
to
sell
your
that
phone.
watch for 10,000.
I'm just,
Oh,
I'm
okay.
just giving an
Cindy,
example. I'm
Cindy,
keeping it
thousands a lot
affordable.
of money for a watch. Okay.
Yeah, whatever.
Okay, sorry.
So, and we just make a transaction. It's
Can two
legal.
men talk, Cindy, without you getting involved?
I'm sorry. I'm going to give Ray my phone. Here
No,
you
it's
go.
just not. It's a
Hold on.
safe
Cindy's so
transaction.
cute.
It's safe. It's encrypted and it's valid. And we just swapped it like that. Where's the bank? I didn't go through a bank. How, that's such a
So
massive
no
game
more,
changer.
no more banks for cars, no more banks for
Think about
more.
credit cards. All you could if you could transact business. They did a transaction, $1 billion Bitcoin transaction for a penny one time. Like literally, think about how that disrupt banking and the monetary system. That's where the power of it, the
Will
technology.
I be alive to see this?
Yeah, it's yeah, absolutely. Get on board now. It's still early.
Should I take all my money out of the bank?
No, no, it's not
And
about
I
that.
do want to say this, and I want to be clear too, Grant. I'm not one
Unless
way.
I hope this is quick, baby, because
Oh,
my
I
God.
understand. I mean, Grant's longer than
Oh,
me, but
Wait a minute.
no,
Ellis,
no.
I never realized how smart of a man you are, buddy. You're really smart.
Oh, Jesus, we're going to be
I don't
30
speak a
minutes.
lot, and usually I'm cut
But
off
you
by
do
Jonathan.
speak a lot. I just never understand what you're saying. But tonight you're making sense.
The dude wrote a book. Come on, man.
In
That's
2017.
that puts him in the smart category.
But we haven't
Cindy
read
be
the
low,
book yet.
Cindy be throwing
And
low
he's a
key
Marine.
shade. It's
We
so
need to read
funny.
the book first.
He's a
Oh
Marine,
my
too. Go
god.
ahead, Ellis.
Smart
I,
and
I,
tough.
I'm not. You know what? It's just.
Oh,
I'm
the
gonna say
Marines are
this though.
tougher than the Army, right?
Yeah, the banking thing. I'm not discounting banks, and they're going to pivot and adjust as they should, because I think we got to remember human psychology
I
too.
hate banks. Get rid of banks.
Right,
No,
right. But Cindy, you're right. At a certain level, you do hate them if you're at that monetary level. But
We
people,
had that conversation in your room the other day, Cindy.
right? But
Yes, we did.
humans know a banking system, and so what will probably happen,
And
and I
they're
did.
corrupt. They're corrupt with all the
Right.
people.
Well, everything can be at a certain level, Cindy. But let me finish. But what I'm saying is that banks, though, will end up buying. This is my prediction. Some of these new startups, let's say Grant or other funds or whatever. Watch what happens. They will neither invest large sums of money in that entity or buy them, and that will be their adoption policy. Once the technology is proven, the proof of work. Once that proof of work is proven, they will do that. That's my prediction. Absolutely 100%. They will pivot, they will change, but they will change to a new world. And that's the one that's coming.
Oh
And
boy,
for
we're going to be
anyone that
like our
wants to
parents. We're
Google
not
it,
going to
for
understand
anyone
any of
that
this
wants
shit.
to Google it in the room, because I like to put it out there, it's called the Bank for International Ideas, 2017, how artificial intelligence and cryptocurrency are creating a new economic order. And I'll send the book to anyone digitally free. I'm not gonna.
I want it.
Well, I
Send
just
it.
told
Send
you
it
how
to
to Google
Cindy.
it.
No,
I
I
was,
don't take. I don't take anything for free. But I would buy your book. Ray
but no,
wants you
no,
to
no.
buy.
You can buy it on Amazon. It's out
Okay,
there. You
I'll
can
go to
buy it anywhere.
Amazon. I'll buy it.
Can you put
What's
it?
the name?
Digital.
I'll put the link in the chat. What's the name of
Yeah,
it?
send it to me. I won't remember.
Send
I'm
that
so
to me,
tired.
Shah.
Okay.
No, that's not Char. It's Chat. I know they sound exactly like.
Oh,
They do. That's Chat, not
We're
Char.
both from Texas, right?
oh,
No, but
cool.
you both have the same exact voice and accent. It's crazy. Sometimes she talks. I think it's Char in
So
the
they
room.
take one syllable words and make
It's
them three
either
syllables.
I get called
Yes, they do that.
Shard, Chad. It's two people. I
No,
just
listen.
answered all three of them.
I once was on the phone with Chat and Char. I
Yeah,
swear to God, you think they're two sisters from the
that's
same mother.
that's
Like,
funny.
what'd you say, Ray? They take
They
what?
take one syllable words and make them three.
Yes.
Like Ray,
Yes.
like my name is Ray. That's one syllable.
Ray.
Ray.
It's
So three
Ray.
comes three syllables.
I
Yeah.
have a question.
Hello.
Hello. Yeah, what's your name?
Sounds like Char,
LS.
doesn't
What's the
it?
name of the book?
Okay, so this is what I'll say publicly as well. So, chat, I'm willing. I'll say the book, and then I'll send you a digital copy. You can distribute it to Chatter for free digitally. I'll give you permission for that.
No,
No, no, let
I'm
me
going to
finish.
grab
Let me
the
finish.
Amazon link,
Let
honey.
me
That's
finish.
right.
Please let
Mm.
me finish.
That's
I'll send
right.
you.
I
I'll
wonder
send
who
you
that
both
is.
because
I
the
think that was
reason why
Riley.
the
Let me
reason why I
tell you
wrote
that.
it is that when I sell it on Amazon, I think I get 50%, 50 cents or $1 on royalty. So I'm not about the hard copy or anything, but I'll share it to let people know what's coming. So what I'm saying to you, you can share it to the room digitally. I don't care if it circulates. I'm the only one that can control the digital side, but I'll give you that right for Chatter. But that being said, it was written. I wrote this originally for Congress. That's what I wrote the book and published it for, because I was involved in a finance group and we were trying to change the game. It didn't happen. Actually, it was harder for me personally. What happened later? So the world's changing, and people should know what's coming, and that's all I'm saying. So the book is called The Bank for International Ideas. It's the 2017 because I published three of them, but the second one, yeah, 2017 edition, third edition. Um, how artificial, and the subtitle is how artificial intelligence and cryptocurrency is creating a new economic order.
So LS, let me put you on the spot a little bit here. Outside of Bitcoin, are there any other projects that you like that you could talk about now? A couple that you think that
I'm in AI. I focus on AI in real estate
so
right
would
now.
like Fetch AI and that whole
Well,
group.
no, general artificial intelligence, AGI. I'm
So what
focused on
I'm saying is there are cryptocurrencies that are traded right now that
No, not that I've seen yet. No, not that's
really.
really doing it, but general AI, artificial general intelligence, which I think we'll get to. And then I'm also in real estate, which is prop tech. So I think property will change with prop tech, new materials, source materials. I told Cindy this. I do work with Trojans, like a talent stone. So I think property will change in the material sourcing and what can be manufactured and engineered with robotics, and that's just me. What's going to change the landscape? I am working with a company I can't disclose now, but I'll say this: they're working on something with AI, three patents. I know the CEO and founder well. Um, the wildfire, Cindy, your house you can put underground and raise it back up from your mobile phone
What?
with titanium. Yes, but I don't like to talk until it's ready. So we're still we're still working on that. But when I say I'm doing what I'm doing, I'm doing what I'm doing. It's a tech real
LS,
estate
how
company.
old you?
How old am I?
Yeah.
Around your age. That's all I'm gonna say.
Well, that's not
You're
fair.
an old fucker.
Well, no, no, I know
Oh,
how
you're
old
not
you are.
afraid to
Cindy,
tell
we've
their age?
sat.
Good
Jesus
Lord,
Christ.
Ray.
Huh?
Wait, no, no. Cindy. We've talked about this before. We talked about kids and stuff like that. But
I understand,
that's
but I
not.
don't remember. Well,
But I'm not 22.
Ray's
I'm
63. Are you older than that or younger than that?
hell no. I'm no. I mean no. I'm not. No, no, no. I'm not. No.
Uh,
Hell
I'm
no.
sorry. I'm sorry, Ray. I'm not as old as
no
you, Ray.
problem. It's a
I'm not as old
social
as
no
you. I'm
social
sorry.
security age
But
hit.
Cindy, I'm not 21. Okay. So yeah.
Well, I know
But
that by your voice.
right. But that being said, that's all I'm simply saying is what's coming because people should be prepared for that, right? So you're talking about new homes and new construction and what can be built and how we use technology where
Oh,
you can have
shut up.
sensors for your house. This is coming. This is already beyond, development. It's not in the works and everything. We're getting ready to build a prototype.
Dude, how
Of,
tall are you?
6'3". Why are you asking all these questions, by the way?
I'm looking because I'm looking at your picture.
Well, my picture don't tell you anything,
Well,
but I'm
you look
6'3".
tall. I'm just saying.
I'm 6'3".
Okay, you look
Now
tall.
everybody goes to his picture. Let's scroll. Where is it at?
Yeah, I mean,
There we
chat.
go.
Back to that. I mean, I gotta go because I gotta get ready for
Oh,
tomorrow.
now
But
you gotta go.
Ella,
no,
can
but
you
Okay,
look, I
repeat
feel like
what
you
you
started
said
it.
about
okay. When the heat
Ella?
Listen,
gets on you,
no, but
Before
listen,
you go,
no,
can you
no, but
repeat
listen,
what you
I'm gonna tell
said
you
to
this.
LS, you're a
Cindy?
good-looking dude, buddy.
But Grant, I mean, Cindy,
Sure.
not Grant. Cindy,
Oh,
me
see,
and
you're
Chat,
you're,
me
you're
and
definitely
Chat,
in your late 50s because you just called me Grant.
Cindy, me and Chat have had these when they were late night rooms and they're on the weekend. Yeah, we talk about it, but yeah, and I'm single, by the way. We talked about this, but
You're
anyway,
single? Hold on. Let me take another look. I might have
no,
room for you.
stop it.
Are you
But
into women or men? You
women
got
Is
only?
he
asked today.
bluff? Yeah, because
I'm
Grant was
sorry.
flirting.
You got
So
you
No,
got
no, no, women
you got
only. What?
you got. Okay,
Grant's
well,
just
I'm
being
sorry, but today you got to ask that question.
Y'all
You
are
don't know.
wild.
yeah,
Wild.
you
don't
are
let me and
Cindy. I
Cindy
mean,
go.
So you want me
damn.
Okay.
to play as a
It's a
man?
wrap.
LS, I mean, Chad, I just found you a husband right there.
No, no,
What? I
no,
don't
we,
know. It's two veterans.
yeah, that's all. We veterans. That's what we
That's
talk about.
right. Might be
Sorry.
Yeah.
how the house of
Hold on.
crazy.
You're both good looking. You're both smart. Like, I don't know. I'm just saying, like,
Chad
Okay.
lives in Texas.
I
I live in
that's
Cali.
the Jewish
I
side of me.
do
I'm
live in
acting like a
Cindy,
Jewish
Texas.
mother.
Cindy,
Yeehaw.
Mexican.
Chad
What,
lives in
darling?
Texas. I live in Cali. I live in Southern California.
You act like you live in Rome or something. But I do want to talk to you about have you heard of agentic AI?
Yes, of course.
So I'm learning that right now.
Okay, we can
And
always
I have
talk.
some questions because I want to build out some
Chat,
different
chat.
things.
I'll back channel you my number.
Okay.
And then
Yeah.
I think you guys should have dinner. But that's just my
Oh
personal opinion.
Jesus.
Cindy,
What is
stop
What?
it.
happening?
Boom shakalaka laka boom.
What is that, Ray?
KISSING.
Eat two, Queen.
You know
Oh
what?
yeah, Robbie, don't say that. I'm engaged to Robbie.
When and who's Robbie? And
Really?
I
It
Yeah,
is
who's
not
Robbie?
really.
and I for
It
our
is a
going
loose
going
engagement. Okay.
forward, I only I can
Hey,
approve
chat.
whoever
Hey, chat.
you
Really?
date
I think
going
you and
forward.
Robbie
No, I'm
can
not.
vibe.
I'm not.
Really?
What you
I'm
say,
not saying.
Cindy?
She's
I'm
not
not saying.
allowed to date anybody without me taking a good
No,
That's
no.
look.
okay.
Robbie's smooth.
We're
Every
chatter
time Robbie,
engaged.
every
You know
time
what,
Robbie
you
comes
guys? You
on,
know what's
chat is
funny?
quiet.
One day, Ray found all his clubhouse messages. We didn't know where they were. Like you just, and everybody was like, "Hey, Raymond, if you and Cindy ever have problems, Raymond, I know you're engaged to Cindy, but you can call me,
Yeah, send
Raymond."
me screenshots so I can go see them.
There was
I'm pulling up.
hundreds. There wasn't like 20. There was
Me and Jazzy
hundreds.
and Rachel, we pulling up on all of them.
They all called him Raymond. Raymond. we,
Hey,
we,
Raymond, I love what you said in the room the other day.
exactly.
I can't
Exactly.
remember what it was, but I knew I loved it. It had something to do with money.
I didn't even know how to check my messages. Probably a good thing.
There was hundreds. I'm like, oh my God, this isn't stopping.
So you,
Hello, Ray. I love your hair.
Yeah,
yeah,
exactly.
I didn't know the Clubhouse was a dating app.
Oh, child. It's a dating app, a hookup app,
Is it really?
And there was all it was.
Plenty of fish,
mm,
part
a
I
two.
think
side
out of
piece app.
I think out of all the women, there were maybe what like four white women. I'm like, Ray, she's really pretty. Wow, Ray, she's pretty. She's really pretty. Like, they were all beautiful. I don't know how much Photoshop was going on, but they're all beautiful. They're all young too.
Probably a hell of a lot of filter.
Yeah, a lot of that going on.
Like, ma'am, your nose, that is not your nose.
That's not your nose.
That's not your nose, ma'am. Cindy, I was hype fished before.
You what?
Hype fished.
Whitefished?
Is that like cat?
Right.
Is that like being catfished?
What is
Yeah, but it was so I like we went. I was meeting this dude at the bar, and like he got there before I did because I had to make an entrance, and I made an entrance, and he
shot?
like
That's a shower, Mark.
Of course.
uh, he swung his feet and like had to dismount off the bar stool, Cindy,
He was 5'3".
and he was like 5'5". I was like, bro,
All right.
where you going? Did you have to swing your feet? I was concerned, so.
Did you have
I
a good?
need so now I make guys stand in the doorway and send me a picture in the doorway.
Oh, good move.
Well,
Yeah,
if you put him in one
thanks.
of my doorways, he's gonna look short.
Yeah, that's
I
true.
was about to say mine
Great
are
feedback, Sheila.
what is it, 10, 12? But
All it
yeah.
does, if you, I think all I do is what, 10 feet tall.
At least,
Everybody's like a
yeah.
midget in this house.
Yeah, no sippy cups at the bar either, right?
He swung his legs. I'm dying. I'm telling you, her and
Yeah, he
Shaq.
swung his little legs and like dismounted off the thing. I said, "Oh no!"
Oh
And then
no.
like I had heels on, so he like asked me a question. I couldn't hear him because I was taller, so I had to like bend down. And I was like, "What you say, baby?" Like I couldn't hear him.
Wow, he could eat peanuts off his head. He was that small.
Did he have hair on his head?
I mean, it was thinning. I mean, but he had hair.
Oh, he's bald.
But you know,
Sounds
that
like
was the last date. I stayed during the whole time. Though. I didn't leave early.
That's when you call me and I say, "Oh my God, there's an emergency. You got to get
yeah,
home."
the code word.
I
That's
should have
Sammy.
done that.
Call me right now. I get a text if there's an accident.
Oh,
Means call me.
someone's in the hospital.
I
Hey,
should have
chat.
done that.
Hey, chat.
What's up, LS?
I
LS,
just sent you the book, so you have it officially. The
Oh,
not the book,
thank you.
but the link, and then I sent you my number. So back channel, and we can talk later at another time. Not
Awesome.
tonight. Not tonight. But
Wow, that's quite an invitation.
Dr.
Thank you.
Catherine, see?
no, I sent her the book so
We
she
know
can
we're
get it.
talking behind your back right now. You don't even know
I
it,
You
mean,
Dr.
sent
Catherine.
her a
God.
link. You sent her a link, and then you said, "Call me later, and we'll talk about it."
Just not tonight.
We're not
Woo!
doing that. We're not doing that again. We're not going to do that. Someone, well, this happened a while ago. What was it? About a month or two? Valentine?
You
Was it
don't know.
Valentine's
You
Day?
could go out for dinner and then like each other. You have no idea where
You
life
should.
can
I think you
go.
should fly there
She's
and
in
sign
Texas.
it for her.
So what?
So,
Go
but don't be
fly
What
there.
that
too
mean?
fly
Oh
her
I
yeah,
out.
can't be
thanks.
flying. I don't like Texas. I'm in Cali. I
Who
mean,
likes
Flew
Cali?
out.
I'd
Come
rather
to
be in
Cali.
Texas.
Cali moved to Texas every day. Stop that,
Who
MS.
wants to
If
go
you're
to Cali? I'd
scared,
rather go
say
to
you're
Texas.
scared.
I know, but you
LS,
guys,
no
what?
disrespect, but no one's moving to
I
Cali.
think you
They're
have a
moving
light
out of
skin
Cali to
turn.
Texas, okay? Arizona, Texas,
The land of fruits and nuts.
the land of
Well,
fruits and
I
nuts.
moved to Cali from Virginia, though.
Well, Danny, we can't help it that you lost some brain cells along the way.
Dang,
Get out
Cindy
of
coming
Cali.
for everybody today.
Dana's
Can,
right. I
can
mean,
we?
Southern
Goodness,
Cal.
What does
Lord,
anybody move to
what did I
Cali for?
do?
Get the hell out of that liberal
Hey,
loony state.
Cindy. Hey,
Go ahead,
Cindy. If
honey.
we get the big one, you're right. I'm out. I mean, if we get the big one, hopefully we won't in my lifetime or my sons or whatever. But if we get it, yeah, I'm out of here because this might become an island. But
Please go.
Y'all gonna stop talking shit about Cali. It is nice out here.
it is, especially
Just the
Southern Cal,
weather.
Cali was
especially
The
Southern
beautiful. The
Cal.
weather,
weather,
it's
Southern
the
beautiful
Cal.
there, Danny. You're
scenery.
100% right. But come on, you guys are like, I thought Mass was so bad. You guys are really so, like, there's no common sense over there either, okay? Sorry, but like, people are
That's
cuckoo
why I'm on
crazy.
chatter.
Damn.
We know that, but you can bypass the people. Come on, Cindy. I mean,
Right.
you
They
don't
in
have
their
to
own
deal with
little
the right.
world and we keep in our own
Cindy.
little
You don't have to
world.
let those people in your world. You just bypass them, drive right, and you know they're stupid, but that's okay. Just don't deal with it.
I'm telling you, these people in Mass, they got their asses kicked in elementary, junior, and high school because they act like a bunch of cuckoo people. I'm just saying, I live among a bunch of cuckoo people. Their views are crazy here lately. Crazy. Light pollution laws, tree laws. They pass one more law. I'm going to quit building. Did anybody see my story with all the units on Instagram?
No, let me see.
You missed that?
Yeah,
The fuck? Well, you're not watching my
my
story?
bad. I do. It's been a day today. I've been in a conference actually all week.
Now
Still
I got this.
here.
Now I got this Chinese billionaire woman, and
Yeah,
she's the real deal. And she's like,
yeah, you were there.
I want that deal from you. I'm like, excuse me? She goes, I want the deal from you. I'm like, she goes, that is triple A property where you're. Yeah, I know that, and I want the deal. I go, okay. Well, you can't always get what you want. Did you ever hear that song by the Rolling
You
Stones?
can't always get what you want.
She goes, okay, fine. Then I'll JV the deal with you and I'll put up all the money. I'm like, okay, well, we can talk about that. I'll take my money off the table. Okay. Yes. Very.
Cindy, do you think she's planning? Because I spent a lot of time in China and Asia.
No,
Do you
no,
think she's
she's the real deal here. Real deal. Real,
no?
real.
But is she here or is she there?
Oh, no, she's in Boston.
Oh, because a lot of times what they're also doing, in my opinion, I've heard about it
I got to meet,
recently
I
from.
have to meet her Sunday.
No, from some Chinese friends, I've heard about it that I think good or bad, like we talked about this about a month and a half ago, like with the UB5, these gold cards will sell. These
Oh,
gold cards will
absolutely.
sell. They will
Absolutely.
sell. I'm talking, there's people around this
You know what else?
world.
What people don't understand, the Asian money here would be more. You have a ton of it on the West Coast too, because they love the West Coast. The only reason why they come to Boston is because of the education, right? So they bring their kids here for private school and then for colleges. Otherwise, they would never be here. They would only be in Cali because it's so much, it's a 6 hour difference going home on a plane, right? That's the only reason why they come to Boston is for education. Otherwise, they would all live in California. And you know, they have the money. They buy the big expensive homes. They got the money.
And even though the Chinese economy is hurting with Evergreen and everything else,
Hurting, hurting.
there's
Their
but
real estate is in the toilets.
there's a lot of wealthy people still there that just waiting to get their money out.
They get it out,
That's why I
buddy.
think he did
Buddy,
that.
they
I
get it
really
out.
think he
They
did that.
black they go underground, they get it out. I don't know
Yep,
how they
they
do it,
get
but
their
they
money
do it.
out. They get it out. Yeah.
They get it out. They do
I
get it
think
out.
what Trump is playing on, and if he knows it'll come here, he'll vet them, make sure they're good, but that money they will come, and not just Asians. There's just people around the world. I don't know if it's true.
Ellis, are you a Republican?
No, I'm always independent on both sides. I try to stay independent. I mean,
All
I'm
right,
just
so you're
that
in the
way.
middle.
Yeah, yeah. I'm actually more of a libertarian, a true libertarian. So it's fiscally responsible, but socially responsible. You can't ignore.
Okay,
I'm
who's he
talking about the
sound like?
true, not a third party,
Who's he sound
but the
like me?
true libertarian, which is
Oh,
you be
libertarians like
fiscally responsible and you're social. So you don't live on an island by yourself, but you don't burn money either. You spend money you don't have. It is what it is.
Fiscally, I'm Republican, but socially, I think I'm more Democratic. So I don't know. I'm fucked up in the head. I got too.
What?
I'm
I
the
have.
same.
I have too much empathy to be a righty, and
well, socially a liberal.
socially, I'm liberal.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, because you can't ignore shit. I mean, I don't know how people do that. You just don't let me just walk over the body that's laying on the street and not give a
Yeah,
fuck.
I can't.
If I'm worth $100 million, or if I got
I
100
can't.
million in the bank, I mean,
Ray and I just walk around passing out money. We do.
I try and pay it forward.
Oh my God, that's so funny. We are. We just. It's very sad.
and let me
I.
be real, I'm not there yet. I had a setback. I was too much in that other world. But
That's all
when
right.
you get there, but when you get back, you just rebuild it, you do it again. But when you get back to it, you can't ignore what's going on. That's why I
You
like to
know what a
really jump
loser
in.
Ellis is, right? Somebody that doesn't pick themselves back up and get back up.
Well, someone was saying something about failures, and I remember reading a story recently again about Colonel Sanders, KFC, the entrepreneur. I think it took him 75
Imagine
times or
this.
something.
Yeah,
Yeah, no, I heard that. It was
Ellis
like
told.
like he finally succeeded. Like well, he's almost 60, or is it his 60th?
Yes, yeah, it took
Yeah,
him so damn long, and
yeah. He drove around the country trying to
It blew
sell
my
his
mind
recipe.
because,
Yeah.
like Wendy's, everyone thinks you hit it out the park the first time, but
No.
damn,
Oh,
I was
Dave.
Yeah,
like,
but he
No,
was.
Dave Thomas, same thing. KFC, Holland Sanders, same thing. Those guys drove around
Is
the
that why he
country
always
selling
looked
their
old to me when
recipes.
I was a
He
kid
was old.
with that gray hair?
Yeah, he was old. Yeah.
Oh, I thought
Cindy,
that. What, honey?
Cindy, please, who is the best home insurance company out there you recommend?
Chub and Pure, honey.
What do you call it?
Chub, CHUB, or Pure, two B's, or Pure, PURE, which is owned by Chubb now, but they run them separately. And I've seen your house. You should be insured with one of them.
Yeah, that's who I'm going to.
Yes, you
I
should.
want to. I want to change my people. Thank you.
It's going to be a little bit more money, but it's worth every penny because when there's a problem, you don't have a problem.
Yeah, that's what I
At
want.
all.
Thank you.
Even though your St. Maria Trees was not as big as mine.
Cindy, stop, please.
See, I don't miss a trick in people's homes. That's what I'm supposed to do. I'm supposed to look. Ray says I look at weird things.
Well, we were looking at a build in Cindy's room, y'all, the other day. and Carlos went to a house that was being built out here in Texas.
Oh my God. I never saw anything like this. Ray Carlos walked on a job site and he went through some builder's house, right? I never saw plumbing like that. I've never seen electrical like that. I've never seen anything. Ray, there were more nails screwed into the plywood with no not going through the studs. I've never seen anything like that. It's just like do with the nail gun, but you're missing half the studs. Like, so how's the plywood gonna stay on? The nail's just floating in the air.
You ever see the guy on Instagram, Fuck It Friday?
Was it?
Oh my God, it's so funny. The poor workmanship. You gotta see what they do. Like 2x4s that don't belong there, holding up a deck. Like it's just
They had more rotten 2x6s and 2x4 studs I've ever seen. Like, you're supposed to throw those away or send them back to the lumberyard. You don't use them. Like, they'll come out in batches and you get them. If I ever saw one of those in one of my, I would crush my framers. Did you actually just put that up? Did you lose your mind? That wouldn't be a pretty sight. You do get them in your batch, but you're supposed to literally, like, not use them, send them back. That was some terrible wood.
that's what she said.
That's what she said? Yeah, that's what she
It
said.
was a terrible wood.
Ray, your unicorn lost its
I know.
unicorn.
I became a hustle again.
Oh God! Now you got a horse on your back. Can't make this shit up. I was so calm and lying down, and Jonathan had to wake me up. No, I wasn't sleeping, but get me up to explain something and leaves the room. Okay. Yeah, he's normal.
Well, I'm about to ask a question,
Well, somebody's
and,
going to give you an answer.
and somebody may have an answer for me, or they may not.
Hold on. Did Ellis
Mhm.
leave the? Did Ellis leave the room?
Not yet, but I'm about to. I got to
Oh,
sleep,
jeez, I
Cindy.
came to
You
talk
was about to
about
stir
you.
some shit,
Who is? She is. She's trying. Cindy, I need
Cindy.
to sleep.
Because I know a sweet person when I see them. I'm telling you, I do. Chat knows I have this. I'm telling you. Whatever you can say.
Yes, he
Ellis, do
has
you have
my
hands of
back.
ice? Do you have hands of ice or hands of warmth?
You know what, Cindy? You need to quit, but they're warm hands. I mean, my
Okay.
hands are always warm.
I'm just asking.
Yeah. When you were talking about is your hands naturally cold or naturally warm, is that what you mean?
No. Oh
Or you
God.
mean metaphysically?
Oh my God. You men are so not. Oh my God. We gotta
Yeah.
teach
What
you
the
men.
heck?
Okay. Meaning, are you warm or are you cold? Like, not warm or cold by weather conditions. Not. I'm not asking if your hands turn blue in the wintertime. Are you a warm person? Like if I.
Yes, because if I wasn't, I wouldn't be single. I mean, I meet a lot of women. If I wasn't that way, that person has to be right. I'm not. I was always that way. I've been that way, even with my son's mother. I'm just that way. I don't. I don't want to waste time. So I know who I am, and I
That's
won't
not
be.
the question. Are you a warm person or a cold person?
Obviously, I'm a warm person because if I
Warm
think if
meaning. Oh, let me change this. Are you an affectionate person?
yes,
Thank you. That's what I mean by warm. Are you
well, you
warm?
could have just said passionate.
Well, I didn't know. I'm not asking if you're passionate. I'm just asking you if you're a warm person. When you hug somebody, do you hug them or do you pat them on the back?
Most of the time, I hug even my boys.
I
So
love it.
yeah, yeah. So we hug and then we do the shake. So yeah, that's just me. They already know when they come up to me.
Cindy doesn't like the part.
Don't like the pat. Don't fucking pat me.
Who fucking does the pat if they know you? I mean, that's
No,
some.
there's some like Geminis. They're patters when they hug you. They hug you like and they pat. Like, what are you patting me for?
That's a church hug.
What is it?
That's a
It's either
fake
a church
hug.
hug or you do it 3 times. I'm not gay. That's typically what that means.
Or don't touch me.
Right.
What do you?
Yeah, that's what it means. Don't touch me. That's what it means.
Chat, what's your question, chat?
I forgot it.
You're having a senior moment.
I
You
am.
you
I
said your
will.
question, then I rudely interrupted you.
No, I
Okay.
forgot. Y'all know I got veteran brain. I
Well, then
forgot.
write shit down.
I know. And I'm in front of my computer. I need to move.
Telling you, her and Shah's got the one liners like I've never seen. When she goes, hello, hello,
Hello?
hello. Anybody listen?
Um,
Anybody listen to me?
yeah, we're here. It has nothing to do with politics though.
Great. Perfect. What's the question?
Do y'all believe in the love languages? Do y'all think that that's an actual thing or does it make people lazy?
I believe people have different love languages. Absolutely. Ray and I have completely different love language.
What's yours?
I'm definitely warmer and more affectionate, and he's like it. You say his love language is very different. Like if I say to Ray, like, "Do you think that was a smart move?" He'll go. He'll only hear, "Oh, so you're calling me a dummy?" No, if I was going to call you a dummy, I would just call you a dummy. I just said, "You think that was a smart move?" See how he hears things?
So that's words of affirmation.
No, she don't like words. She likes
Yeah,
action.
No,
I
it's
like action.
Sin
affirmation.
is
What
a
you just
So she's
described.
an
Sin don't
acts of
care about.
service.
Yeah, she don't care exactly. Acts of service. Sin don't care about what you say. She cares about what you do.
Yeah.
Well, what she just described is affirmation.
No, what I'm saying is, you with Ray, I've got to be very careful with my delivery because
Oh, with
I
Ray.
With
yes,
Hmm.
Ray,
because my
yeah.
delivery is very, I'm very pointed and very sharp, right? So he hears things differently than the way I say them. So yes, people have different love language.
So Ray's would be words of affirmation.
Yeah, like Ray's just,
Words matter. Like,
He
oh
likes
yes,
words.
yes,
yeah.
yes. Words
Hmm.
matter to Ray.
He
Yes, if
likes
I,
words, Sin.
There you go.
yes, like he would
Yeah.
never say, "Hey Cindy, fuck off," right? And I might, whatever, and get a fight, and I'm like, "Oh, what really? What the fuck? Like really? What the fuck?" Right? And then he hears like, "Fuck off," right? No, I didn't say fuck off. I said, "Really? What the fuck?" There's a big difference. Fuck off and really, what the fuck is two different words. No, Ray doesn't talk that way. He just looks at me like a husky. Huh? What?
What?
Yeah,
He said, "Look at here. Are you a dummy?"
he went into complete shock. It took him like a year to get used to me. And then he said, "You haven't changed since high school." Well, I never said I did. So what do you want me to tell you? I don't change at all.
Dr. Catherine, what's yours?
Oh, I'm definitely acts of service all the way. My husband's words of affirmation and touch, and I absolutely think the love languages, I use it a lot with my patients. I think your children have love languages, your friends do, your partners. And once you know how to communicate in their language, you can get whatever you want.
That's hard though in your 20s and 30s. I think you learn that as you get a bit older. I don't think we understood that in our 20s.
Yeah, it requires suspension of ego to think about what the other person needs and wants from you instead of thinking about, well, what are you doing for me?
Like all Ray ever hears all the time is, "How do you deal with her?" Like, but they say it jokingly, but many a truth said in jest, right? Many a truth said in jest. But people always say that too. Like, how do you deal with her? Like that's a knock, but it's not. But it is.
Oh, it might
So,
be a
so I'm
But
about
no
compliment
one
to
ever says
him.
to him, "How do?" You, no one ever
It's a
says to me,
compliment to
how do you
him.
deal with him?"
Well, he's so easygoing. We can tell that, Cindy.
Yeah,
Is
but
he
he
is he an introvert?
no, absolutely not. Ray just
Oh.
when he's tired of you or had enough of you, he is when he puts you in the rearview mirror. Holy shit, you're going to see the back of his head and never see his face again. He can do that.
See the back of his head and all that hair. Got it.
Yeah, back of his head, you ain't seen his eyes.
He's also real guarded, Sin.
Do you think Ray's guarded?
Yeah, I think so. Like with people. Like he's
Yeah,
more
he's not
guarded
as
than
friendly
you.
as I am.
Yeah, exactly.
I talk to
Yeah.
well,
anybody and
I'm gonna
everybody.
say this, Cindy. I'm about to say good night, but
He's more cautious.
Me and Ray are very similar
Are
in
you a Gemini?
mannerisms. No, no, I'm not. I'm an Aries,
Oh,
but
you're
I'm very
so. Oh, Jesus, you're so competitive. Oh, yeah, yeah,
no,
yeah, yeah.
no, but not when it comes to people I know, not to my circle. But if you're
Okay,
out of
well,
that circle,
typically
you're
you
out of
put
it.
two Aries men in the room. It's who's got the biggest cock. I'm sorry,
No,
but it's the
well,
truth.
no, those are men who haven't evolved, in my opinion. But
You're right. They're very insecure.
right, right. But if you've evolved enough, I'm similar. But then I'll put you in a circle. But and if you're out of that circle, you're out of it. But that being said, Dr. Catherine, I do agree. Love languages. I wish it was around when I was earlier. And Cindy, I think to that point, people weren't taught this, and you can at least learn from the opposite sex what you want, or whoever you are pursuing, whatever sex you pursue, or whatever. Um, you could have learned something, or I could have
See
learned
how
something.
you just had to be so careful in that delivery? Like I
No,
was.
no. I was because I didn't want to. I didn't want to disrupt what other people's preferences are. I was talking about mine, but I'm saying
So you're
I
not
could have.
into cats and dogs.
Okay, Cindy,
I'm
I'm
just
not.
playing.
Okay, so what I'm being serious here,
Elephants and horses.
right? But I'm being serious. So I'm saying, because you were asking, love languages I think are more newer, or there's a lot more books about them, or women, at least for me, when they'll talk about that. Like EQ versus IQ. I think that I would have hoped that would have been around when I was younger, because it could have taught me more of an understanding. Because if you grew up in a certain society, you're the man. You just got to get out there, get it, do whatever, not discuss it, keep it to yourself,
Yeah,
whatever.
I
And
know
that
that's a problem. You guys are raised like that.
right,
That's a
right.
problem.
Like get it done, no matter what, no
Don't
excuses, no.
cry. Blah blah
Yeah,
blah.
yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
okay.
And so that world is not the real world. It's not the whole world. So I'm saying that's a good point. I do believe in love languages, and you should understand who your partner is and theirs, and they should understand yours equally. Because I went out on a date, and I'm telling women, I'm like, look, I'm looking to build. If you're not, I'm not looking to take anything from you. I'm not looking from anything from you, and I'm not looking for you to take anything from me. We can build together. If you're not building together, get away from me, right now. I don't care how you look. I don't care if you're a supermodel and you're a 10. Met some of them. Look, this is what I'm doing, and that's an interesting game. So the world's changed a lot for women and men, in my opinion. And you just
I don't think it's changed all for the best, but okay. Just my
well,
opinion.
yeah. I mean, you just have to find. You just. I think it's changed where it's more open. You just have to find that right person and wait. But I think it's. I think I'm glad that more knowledge is out there, more transparency, because a lot of times women were in bad relationships because of men.
Yep.
Men could have been abused as well in relationships that wasn't talked about. So there's all kind of stuff, and I think the fact that, like I said, my son, I think he's good in his relationship. He's in college, but they understand each other very, very well, and Ivy Leagues, and so they understand that. So it's a good thing. I think it's a good thing that this knowledge is coming out, because a lot of this shit was hidden for years, and some of us didn't know. At least I didn't know. I don't want to speak about everyone else, but I didn't know. I was just like, go get it done now, build it, and then talk about it later.
I'm liking you more and more.
Well,
Next time Jonathan
and
tries to
Sir
shut you
Jude's
down, I'm gonna
voice.
hit him.
Hold on, in Sir Jude, no, I don't like to talk too much all the time. Believe it or not, I don't. Only
You
certain
do,
subjects.
but you do. But go ahead.
Only certain subjects. But
Oh my
In Sir
God.
Jude's, I'm only saying that because I respect Sir Jude greatly. I'm done.
Scott's trying to figure out what you just said.
Stumpo, you said a little bit ago about, when you say to Ray, do you really think that was a good idea? Right?
Yeah.
Do you think you ask it like, do you really think that's a good idea? Or do you think you ask it, do you really think that's a good idea? Because I
No.
think, hold on, maybe not that example. I think for me, and maybe a lot of men, the tone and the delivery is what we'll hear over the words. I try and
Yeah.
like,
I'm not walking on eggshells. Okay. So
well,
yeah,
you don't have to also be
but
like,
my delivery sucks. Go ahead.
okay, well,
I own that.
maybe do something about it.
No.
Okay, or don't. But
No, no, I actually do care enough to come home and when he says, you know, Why do you have to talk to me like I'm your plumber? I'm not talking to you like you're my plumber. Stop.
Exactly. I say that to Pearl all the time.
Well, I can't help it. You guys are weird.
Well,
What do you
is
want?
it we're
What do you
weird or
want
we
me to do?
just
Come in the
is
door and
there
just
something
shut it?
about respect?
No, but I just can't come to the door after a long day and just shut it down like that. Like, what do you want? I'm not two people. I'm not bipolar here.
Well,
Gemini's
I
are
am, but
bipolar.
I
I'm not.
still have the respect enough to, well, I try to. But here's what happens. You give me Pearl gives me a tone like that. Even doesn't matter what she says, but the way she says it, I'm immediately call it just the way I am. I can't help it. I didn't take or hear necessarily what she said, how she said it. I'm ready to like, all right, that's one. And when it happens three times, then I'm just like, all right, let's roll. Like, and it's simply by tone. Me problem, I guess.
No, it's not. It's not a you problem. It's an everybody problem. But
Yeah.
here we go so fast. It's like I'm yin and yang all day long, right? I'm like, I'm here, I'm there, I'm everywhere, and then I walk to the door, and then I'm here, and I'm there, and I'm doing this, I'm doing that, and like I don't know, like I said, I'm a little impatient lately, but
Yeah, but like, here's what blows my mind. You'll be
but he
talking to
but he
Ray.
but he does understand. Look at he always says, look, I could never do your job. Your job has got you wound like 24/7, and it does. It's a tough job.
I got
It's a
news
tough
for
job.
you. A lot of people have tough jobs,
It's very very
and
different,
Ray
buddy.
has a very tough job.
No, he will tell you she has a very, very tough job. He would tell you that. She
I
is running hundreds of guys every single day. He's not running hundreds of guys every single day.
Yeah, he's got thousands of clients that could go broke with a bad decision.
Yeah, well, he's confident. That's not going to happen.
I'm saying that's pressure, and you know,
He
my
would
point
absolutely
is,
be honest and say to you, this woman works like I've never seen anybody work before. He's been with me for 14 years now, right? He's like, and every year I go, you know what, next year I'm going to slow it down. Next year, I want to slow it down. And I don't slow it down. I guess you'd have to spend a month with me to understand. These deals just don't come to fruition. You got to go out, you got to make the deals happen, you got to go find them, you got to negotiate them. Sometimes it takes a year to negotiate a deal out. And then you got to go 3 years, 2 years through special permits. And in the interim, I'm building on this way, I'm designing on that way, I'm buying the deals, I'm looking at deals. You know, your brain can only do so much before your head like blows off your ears or your neck or whatever. I don't. But it's never boring.
And it's not easy. And when you are a perfectionist,
That is true. That is true. That is very true. Look, if there are people that will deliver something subpar, and that's never going to happen as long as I can walk, talk, and have two arms and two legs. Never going to happen. Can't do it. People trust me. I'm never going to lose that trust. Like Ray says, when City says she's done with you, she's just getting started. When
Well,
Ray
why
says he's
why
done
do
with you,
men think like if you're a leader in your field or you have some sort of success, there are some men that will hold that against you in the dating market nowadays.
1,000%. My ex-husband would say it the same way Ray says it. If you're not a secure man, you cannot be in a relationship with Cindy. It just
Hmm.
won't happen. You cannot be an insecure man.
it's social conditioning. It's the way we've been brought up.
Hey, listen, I can't help it. My father raised a tough broad. Takes a lot of credit for that, by the way.
But how is that a bad thing? Like I would think that
It's
that
not.
would
It's
be
not. Shannon, it's not a
asset,
bad thing.
right?
It's not a bad thing. It's
It's
just it's just most men can't handle that, right? So it
uh,
is what it is. Sammy
it's
has
not
the same problem.
it's not a bad thing. It's just the only negative about it is it reduces her pool of choices of men. It's not a lot of men that will be able to handle that. It's just
No,
a select few.
I know that sucks. Hello.
Hello.
It sucks, sir, dude.
Well, it depends on what you want. Cindy will be um, a good, energetic woman, an ambitious woman, a hard worker, go getter, but she ain't gonna feed you. So if you're one that prefers to sit down and a woman will cook and serve you, you got another thing in common. So there's a trade off there. Most
Right.
powerful
I
women,
can make you Chanel. I can make you any perfume in the world you want.
she could
Yeah,
she could order.
I'm not gonna be subservient to anybody, that's for sure.
Yeah, she could order caviar. You could eat anything she want, but if you counted on her to sit down in front of you on the table and eat and conversate and all whatnot, nah, you need somebody else. So that's a trade off. Depends on what you want. If you're somebody that needs um quality time and service, you may have to, consider something else. But she
No,
will love
I
you.
give Ray my quality time. I do. Like I'll put my phone down for an hour, right? And then I look at it and I'll be like, oh God, I just missed all these texts. Shit, fuck, shit, fuck. But no, I try to shut it down on Sundays.
Yeah, I mean, it's okay working for both of you. There are some men that will need more, right?
Well,
But
Ray's a very secure man like that, so I don't have that issue. Plus, he understands. I mean, he understands. He understands I got a business that's been ongoing for 37 years, and it is what it is. Listen, he watched me on TV, remember, before he came back into my life, right? So, did you think what the TV was lying to you?
yeah, and also there are men that wouldn't need that much time. They will understand it. They want you when they want you, and they want you to be out there. And it depends on what somebody wants. There's a give and
I
take.
kiss him, I hug him, I love him,
But
and I tell him I love him every day. And I'm very warm like that. I told my appliance guy, I called him yesterday just to tell him I love him. He goes, what? I go, I just want to tell you I love you. He goes, are you okay, Cindy? I'm like, yeah. Like, you really take very good care of my daughter. You take very good care of my company. You take very good care of my clients. He runs the place. He's not the owner, but he's a phenomenal man. And he said, they sent me a long text afterwards, like, I don't think he knew how to take it, right? But it was just a good conversation. You think things in your brain, but then you don't tell the person. And that's the shitty part, right? You think it, but then you forget to tell the person. So I make a habit of just, if I think about it, I'm going to tell you. Like, why should I think something and not tell you?
Well, you never forget to call me fuckface.
Yeah, because sometimes you are fuckface.
That's
Cindy,
right.
one good quality that makes it work is that you are reserved.
What am I?
So you are reserved.
I'm
So that
reserved.
that yeah.
Where?
Well, I mean that's how you are. If you come in to think about it, you seem to be very dedicated and
Uh,
committed to your relationship.
yeah, I'm very loyal, for sure.
Yeah, you
Well,
seem to be a
look at
loyal
Ray had a
person.
handle. We're lying in bed. This is like 10 years ago. And Bob Kraft was my next door neighbor. And he called. And I put him on speaker because I just thought that something was wrong. Like there was an emergency or he didn't feel good or something, right? I'm like, Bob, are you okay? He's like, yeah, I'm fine. I'm fine. I'm like, okay, because I knew the guy that takes care of, everything. He was going away that weekend. So I thought there was an emergency. And he's like, no, I'm just, and by the way, him and his girlfriend have been with Ray and I in my home, and we've been in his home dozens of times. He's like, no, I'm just calling to tell you that I'd like to take you out for a drink. I'm like, Bob, I don't drink. "Oh, well, a cup of coffee. I'm like, Bob, you're my dad's age, right? He's like, Cindy, I just want to, give you a nice, easy life. And Ray's going like, is this fucking conversation really happening? So I said, Bob, I'm going to hang up the phone and we're going to pretend this phone conversation never happened, right?
Oh my God.
Because we've been friends for so long. When you're neighbors, right? That just happens. And I hung up the phone and Ray goes, well, listen, if you left me for Bob Kraft, it's kind of like, I don't blame you. I'm like, I ain't leaving for nobody. But he's like, no, seriously, if you had to dump me for a guy like Bob Kraft, I can understand that. Like, come on. Like, I'm like, yeah, we made a joke out of it. We laughed, but Ray hears the phone calls coming.
So,
He
chat,
sees.
what's your love language, chat? Since you brought it up.
Gifts.
Oh, nice.
See, there we go.
Can't
See,
go wrong with
I
that.
knew some.
But it's not
See,
in the way that you think.
no, you don't have to say that, chat, because I think a lot of men have a problem with women who prefer gifts, and I don't think that it's fair to women to have that type of love language. It should be fair that they want things. I
I
don't
don't
think
want
it's a
nothing. So
problem.
that's not true. I don't want nothing.
No,
Cindy,
No.
you're
no,
rich.
but
Cindy, you're filthy
No.
rich. Please
Wait a
So
minute.
stop it.
but
Wait,
listen
wait, whoa,
to
whoa,
this
whoa,
but
whoa.
though.
Hold on.
wait a
First of all,
oh
what does that have to do with anything? I don't, even when I didn't have money, I didn't want my husband getting to debt to buy me a Louis Vuitton bag that was going to take him
We're not
3 months to pay it
saying
off his
somebody
credit card.
going. Nobody's saying going into debt. If you can afford to buy somebody stuff, you should be able to do that without being criticized.
I don't like gifts. I like to give. I don't like to take.
Okay,
I
that's
get
not your
very
love
shy.
language. That's not your
Gift,
love
gift.
language.
can I explain my love language?
I know what you're
Go
gonna
ahead. Go
say,
ahead,
but
chat.
go ahead.
What am I
I
gonna
re-
say, Sergio?
what you're gonna say is you
Chad wants a
love gift.
Birkin bag.
You love gift, but that's not. I'm looking at you from sensing you. You will love gift, but you're not materialistic because through gift you're able to dissect if the person cares about you, pays attention about you. It's not the cost of the gift, but the substance and what comes along with the gift. So you kind
Chat,
of
I can tell you what Chat wants.
decode
She wants to be respected and loved. Okay, and then
if
whatever
the
comes
person
after
cares
that
for you.
is an extra. But she wants to be respected, loved, and be your
Hmm.
partner. I'm telling you, that's what Chat wants. And then
Hmm.
whatever comes after that comes after that.
And nasty time. But no, but so Sergio, you're well, of course Cindy's right. Woo, Cindy, we've gone through it in my relationships. But the thing you're right, Sergio, as far as like it's more about are you paying attention?
Yeah, I
Like
could say that.
and but I actually love to give gifts more than I love to receive them, and it's a whole thing for me. I'm like trying to figure out, okay, what do they like, what kind of snacks do they like, and it's like things like that. Like I'm paying attention, so I do the random gift thing. Like I don't require that, but
Random. Oh,
mhm.
I'm testing you. I'm testing you my address right now. This is random.
I look, I heard you got a big old house over there, Sir June, ladies.
Yeah, Sir Jude wants to be the
Uh,
boss, though. Sir Jude needs to be the boss.
Sir
So
Jude, are you
uh,
traditional?
he's very traditional.
He's
um,
Yes.
very traditional.
Oh yeah, I can read him a mile away.
fairly traditional.
Well,
Fairly
what I'm
traditional.
saying is, it's nothing wrong with women wanting nice things and having nice things. There's nothing wrong with that. I don't understand the negative connotation behind that.
That's
Because
It's
I would
right.
nothing
rather,
wrong.
I'll tell you why. Because I would rather women buy them it themselves because it's a different feeling. When you can go buy that nice thing for yourself instead of having to wait for somebody to buy it for you, it's a different self satisfaction. It feels different. Just telling you.
Oh
That's why
yeah.
I like women to be independent. I want women to have a great relationship, a great husband, whatever. But if the relationship falls apart, something happens, I want to know that that woman can stand on her own 2 feet.
I mean, gift is traditional. It's just that lately people have materialized it, right, and commercialized it. But before, gift is a way of you expressing, how you feel about person, to communicate. That's basically what it is. There are a way you give somebody gifts like maybe flowers and pearl and things like that. It doesn't have to be a Buckenberg and all that stuff. But it's just a way of showing somebody, communicating
Yeah.
that you care. You took an effort, go look for the thing. Maybe it might be a nice look, a nice
Card.
well written card. That says something, expresses the way you feel. Maybe you see somebody. something that they like. It shows you that you paid attention to them. You want to communicate that you care and that you noticed. That gift is not. Gift is a good thing. It depends on how you give it. It's not just the amount or the cost of the gift. It's
But
just
they
a
try to
kind of
make it like it's materialistic.
yeah. People take it overboard.
And I say, if you're going to buy me a card or a gift, don't do it because it's Christmas or my birthday. Just do it because it's Tuesday. That's it. Don't buy me a gift
Absolutely,
because it's Valentine's Day. Don't buy me a gift because it's my birthday. Don't buy me a gift because it's Christmas. If you want to buy me a gift because it's just Monday or Tuesday. It has more meaning.
absolutely.
And definitely don't buy me anything on Valentine's Day because I don't even care about it at all. Never have, not my 20s, 30s, I don't care.
Mm.
And cards mean a lot to me because that means you actually went in and you took like a half an hour to read that perfect card to give it to somebody,
Absolutely.
right? So those are called acts of kindness. Like when I'm talking to you guys and you hear Ray come in with fruit or food or whatever,
Hmm.
that's what we call acts of kindness.
But so yeah, your love language is acts of service,
No,
but an
acts of
act of
kind, but
kindness, but
I
acts of
think I think I think Cindy's I think hers is physical touch from what
yeah,
she's been saying. I think
yeah,
hers is physical touch.
1000%. Because that's the way I was brought up, right? I had a very warm father. So if you have a warm father, then you want a warm. You can't go from a warm dad to a cold man. That doesn't work because you've been raised one way. So you think that every man's like that.
And plus, you're a builder. After the whole running around, you want to come back home and somebody run you a bat of whatever,
I,
rub your
Sergio, I
feet or
hug
whatever
my
the case
guys.
may be.
I hug my guys all the time, and they hug me all the time, all the time. We could be having a fuck you match for 10 minutes, and we hug it out. Like we really hug. Like I hug my guys. How many builders can hug their guys, right? My family's very warm like that. You can't have a Jewish and Italian family without it being so warm. It's ridiculous. It's cuckoo crazy warm.
You got to be
Yeah,
careful with
yeah.
them hugs, Cindy.
I love hugging. I know.
You
One
got to
time I
be.
felt it.
Yeah,
One
ooh,
time I
big
felt the
thinking.
guy. One time I felt his penis on my thigh. I went, okay, maybe this is
yeah,
just a little too
yeah.
close
You
for
got
a
to
hug,
get.
right?
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. You
Cindy,
got.
you cute. I don't know.
And you can't be hugging. You got to do the side hug. You got to do the.
No,
You
actually, the
got to.
truth is, no, they won't. They've been with me since some of them been with me since 23 years old, right? And 30. No, they have boundaries in their brains. They do. They've all said it. And then if a new guy comes on, and he acts like a little bit of kind of flirtatious back in the day. They would put him in his place so fast. Don't look at her that way. Don't even go there.
Yeah.
But then there's some of them that said, let's be honest. How many of you guys have jerked off over Cindy? Like, I'm in the room right now. Like, are you guys stop? Like, stop right now. Like, stop. Don't do that. Or one will come
You
and say,
already know,
I
Cindy.
had a dream about you. I'm like, okay, don't go. I don't want to hear about the dream.
Hey guys, we're about to do a hard reset right now. We're about to do a hard reset. If you're listening to the podcast, it'll be a bonus episode coming out later on today. Are you there, Tyson? Are you there? All right, guys. So we're gonna go ahead and do this hard reset.